Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise as you are able and remove your hats as the 436th Airlift Wing Honor Guard from Dover Air Force Base presents our nation's colors.
Good afternoon. Oh, my headset's tangled. How goes it? Make sure my mouse isn't going to cause a problem here. They're doing the pre-race prayer and anthem bullshit right now. Figured I usually wait until right at the end of the anthem to start the stream, but I figured I'd come on a couple minutes early to let everybody know, hey, I'm here. I work at 5 o'clock, but I'm here. This race will be over long before then, so I'm really glad. The next few weeks we have early start times for the Xfinity Series. I'm going to one of those races, though, so we're going to stream like 3 of the next 4. Dover, Darlington, Texas, and then I'll be at Charlotte, so I won't be able to stream that one, which kind of bums me out, but I want to go to the race. I wish I could just do both somehow. I wish I was one of them rich people that had like a condo or something. I could sit up there and watch the race and talk to you guys. Stream from the luxury boxes or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. Never happened in a million years. But I looked, yeah, Dover, 1:30 start time. Darlington, 1:30. Texas, 1:30. Charlotte, 1 o'clock. I'm still, even though I'm not streaming Charlotte because I'll be there, I'm still happy that it's starting at 1 because I'll get home super early. And then the next day get ready to go back for the 600 that evening. What's up, everybody? I got a bet if John Hunter Nemechek wins, I get what, $15? Oh, I gotta go to work at 5 o'clock and I'm just not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it, but you know, it's whatever. I'm not gonna skip work on a day where I'm actually getting to watch the race. I'll save one of them call out days for when there's an Xfinity race in the afternoon I really want to see, and then I'll be like, oh, I feel thick today, I can't go. And I'll be like, okay, no big deal. Yeah. Holding off on lying to get out of work for when we really need it. Which will probably be the Daytona Cup race in August, because I know they're going to ask me to work at 5 that day, and I am not working during a Cup race. Which actually, I won't even have to ask off for that. I'll put in for that off like a month ahead of time. I'll be like, yeah, that Saturday I can't work. I'll be like, okay. They never ask why. I don't know if I'd ever pick Brandon Jones to win anything. I mean, the only time he wins is when he gets totally lucky. Hey, Lori. Like Martinsville turned into a farce and Ty Gibbs choked, and that's why Brandon Jones won. So I'll probably never just be like, you know who's going to win today? Brandon Jones. I'll never be the guy to say that. Even if he was like fastest in practice, on pole, and all that shit, won the first 2 stages, halfway through the race, I'd still be like, nah, he ain't winning. Yeah, I'm actually happy with what the Falcons have done in the draft. I would not have wasted a pick on any quarterback in this draft, but they took a quarterback in the 3rd round. And as happy as I was to get that receiver from USC, I'm like, well, if only we had a quarterback. We don't have a quarterback. And I don't think any of the ones this year were worth drafting except Pickens and that other dude everybody's talking about. I'm blanking on his name right now. But the Falcons are going to be trashed no matter who plays QB. It's totally irrelevant. So we just have to accept that this year is like going to be another failure and a lost year, and Mariota's a holdover till hopefully next year there's somebody worth drafting, because the Falcons will probably have a really high pick again next year. I'm really impressed with the Jets and the Giants draft picks. Though it's going to take a lot to rebuild those shit shows. Man, I miss football. Don't y'all miss it? The draft is always when I'm like, oh man, I miss football now. The draft is the first day. When is NFL schedule release? Has to be in the next couple of weeks. It's usually around this time of year, like right after the draft. They do schedule release, so we can plan some of our streams accordingly. I looked. There's only when I was looking at the NASCAR schedule for the rest of the year to see when I'll be streaming and what might I have to do to stream certain races because of work or whatever. I think the Cup Series only has like 3 Saturday races all year long. It's like Daytona, Richmond, and Bristol. And I'll be at Bristol. That's the plan right now, anyway. Well, Michael, I hope that guy proves me wrong, but it's hard to get excited about a quarterback who gets drafted in the 3rd round. It's like, okay, they drafted a quarterback to fill out the depth chart. Is he really going to be anything worth the shit? Will he? He'll probably see the field. I don't expect big things from Mariota. If Mariota could stay healthy, it'd be nice because he's a dual threat, and that helps any offense open up. But at some point, you're going to have to push the ball down the field. I don't think the Falcons have the weapons to do that outside of London and Pitts now.
And tough. And today it's hosting the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
The newly christened Dover Motor Speedway.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm Adam Alexander alongside a couple of NASCAR champions.
Keselowski and Logano in the booth.
Keselowski. So tell me, Joey, why do they call this place the Monster Mile?
Oh, well, there's not one track that you feel the speed more than Dover. This track just has that feeling that you are hauling the mail for a few reasons. For one, you got a ton of banking, you are going really fast, but 2, no room for error. You get loose, you start to spin out, you're going to hit something. That inside wall comes at you quick, and the banking brings you that way.
Yeah, you talk about no room for error, Joey. This monster will eat your car, and it'll eat it really fast. And it doesn't have to be your fault, because the track is so narrow and so fast. When there's a wreck in front of you, and we've seen this time over time, where the cars just all pile in, so it's a really tough track.
2 drivers, top of the list, trying to tame the monster today. The G-Men.
Truck race is Friday night. I can stream that. I should be able to stream trucks and Xfinity because, like I said, I'm only going to Cup at Darlington. So there should be stream Friday night and Saturday afternoon. But don't look for me Sunday because I'll be there. Look for me on TV.
This is a place that can happen. People pack air on each other's spoiler. They get each other loose. You got to be aggressive. The pass cars here. It has a lot of opportunity for these drivers.
I just want to see these two duke it out for the win because you're right. They are so similar. It's going to be a heck of a show if they're battling on that last lap for the win, Adam.
I was going to say, both of them have duked it out, literally and figuratively, on track and off. But
He said
not
figuratively.
with one another. Both starting inside the top 5 today. Perhaps today is the day. Oh, by the way, Joe Gibbs Racing.
And I look, there's going to be some races this summer that start at like 2:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30ish. Some of those I will live stream, and then I'll have to stop before the end and go to work, and then come back home and start up another stream and watch the rest. So it's like you'll be able to see my live reactions to like 2/3 of the race, and then I'll have to stop and then come back later that night and watch the rest. Kind of like we did with Talladega, where I live streamed the 3rd stage.
Say the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome the chairman.
We'll cross those bridges when we come to it.
Game Beverages, 2-time World Series champion for the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, and 19.
Get on with it. Some of us have to work later.
Blue Rocks champion, Johnny Damon.
Who gives a shit? Get on with it.
It's time to bring your A game. Drivers, start your engines!
I had my Little Caesars for lunch. I don't need any food. I'm good. Really just don't feel like working later. I like how even on jobs like this that aren't even that bad, I'll still wake up on a lot of days and be like, I don't want to fucking go. I just want to stay home. I just want to stay home and play something. Finished up a season in NASCAR 2005 the other day, and I was like, man, if I didn't have to work, I would start another season in that after this race, but whatever. Got to work from 5 to 10:30 and then 8 to 1 tomorrow morning. And then Monday evening, 5 to 10:30. I only got to work Monday because I'm going to fucking Darlington, and I took that Sunday off, so she stuck me in on Monday. I really wish she hadn't done that. Who isn't? Larry Mack's in the booth tomorrow. Larry Mack. who has recently said that he never wanted to be taken out of the booth. And I'm like, oh, I thought he was out of the booth because it was like by choice. I thought he was like stepping back. But no, Larry Mack is in the booth and he wants to be in the booth. I thought they should have had Daryl, Larry, and Mike do the Darlington throwback broadcast and have Boyer do something else that day. I don't know. But then I'd be upset that I'm going to Darlington and not get to hear the broadcast. Fox, with their Cup broadcast, or their Cup pre-race has improved drastically starting at Bristol. Like, when they rolled into Bristol, they suddenly changed their entire approach to how they handle pre-race shows, and it's gotten a lot better. So, kudos to them for actually listening. What's up, Denny? They actually listened to everybody be like, good God, Fox, this is terrible. And they at least tried to improve. Yeah, the Eagles traded for A.J. Brown. What a trade. And the Ravens traded Marquise Brown to the Cardinals, which is good for Marquise Brown. Lamar Jackson's pissed, but I'm like, dude, you only throw him the ball like 3 times a game anyway, so what the fuck you pissed about? Like the Ravens need a big money receiver. Maybe now Marquise Brown can like have a real breakout year and become a top level receiver. Although the Cardinals have a bunch of short people on that offense. It's got to be the shortest NFL offense going today. By the way, when I go to work at 5 later, I am not leaving my house until the last possible minute. I can get to work in like 4 to 7 minutes. I'm going to leave here at like 4:48. Oh, you start streaming on Twitch. I haven't streamed on Twitch in a long time because more people were watching on YouTube, so I just switched to YouTube. I still have that Twitch channel, though. I just haven't used it in a long time. Hey, there's the Martinsville highlights. I was there. Stupid-ass dog in there barking. I really do not feel like working today. Oh, I got a funny work story to tell you guys. My manager knew it was bullshit and she thought it was funny and we just laughed about it. But some old lady called into work to complain about me. Like some old lady was making up shit about me. And I'm like, I guess she's just offended that I have like long hair or something. She said I was very rude and standoffish and how I had headphones in and blah, blah, blah. She was making up all kinds. I had headphones in, yeah, but like I can hear you and I'm talking to you and I'm making eye contact with you and I'm smiling and being a good customer service guy. And several days later, because I was off for a couple of days, and the lady called in on one of my days off saying that I was unprofessional and all this other stuff. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know how much nicer I could be to the people that come in there like, I'm really, really, really nice. And my manager, we just laughed about it. She's like, yeah, it was some dumb old lady making up shit about you. She called in and said you were rude. And I'm like, how could you be rude when you're like, what, smiling at somebody's rude?
You got it. Back. You broke a gear yesterday.
Brad K's not going to finish on the lead lap tomorrow.
Just drive through them. Be patiently aggressive. Just gotta let everybody get settled in for a couple laps.
Yeah, somebody called in, some old lady, lying about me to my job. And I'm like, all right, say it to my face next time. If you have a problem with how I look, just say it to my face. Don't like call and make up shit just because you don't like that I have long hair or something. It's like, give me a break.
We told you Sieg started in the back, scoring pylon.
Ryan Sieg's in the dash for cash. So that's a wasted spot for the dash for cash. So really the dash for cash is between Gregson, Allmendinger, and Castle. Really, it's just between Gregson and Allmendinger, let's be honest.
31 races since he last went to Victory Lane. Darlington.
How you going to call in? If it was so horribly offensive, wouldn't she have said something when it happened or like that day? No, she called in several days later to complain.
Perfect place to turn it around. With that, we check in with our pit reporters, Regan Smith and Jamie Little. Good afternoon, Jamie.
Good afternoon, Adam. Yes, you saw the graphic there. I mean, he's on this long win-list streak, but for Justin Allgaier, it has been a painful month. Whether it's mechanical issues, crashes, a fuel pickup issue last week at Talladega.
It's like, just say it to my face. Although that's probably not a good idea. You don't want to say shit to my face because I'll say shit back.
Than the entire rest of the field combined. I just talked to
Justin Allgaier driving the door bumper clear car.
Here today. Regan.
Well, Jamie, you mentioned a painful month for Justin Allgaier.
I like that paint scheme.
Painful day for Daniel Henrik.
racing today with a broken bone in his right foot. Talladega crashed.
Oh, Hemrick broke his foot in that wreck at Talladega last week. I thought Briscoe would have been the one hurt in this wreck, but no, it was Hemrick.
With the foot on the pedal, he's wearing a different shoe today with a carbon fiber sole on the bottom.
Daniel Suarez has some kind of foot injury as well. He posted pictures of it on Twitter, I think. I didn't know Hemrick was hurt.
Last weekend in Talladega, the crash happened in the Cup race on Sunday. Here's a guy that's our reigning champ, and quite honestly, just can't seem
Make fun of your name.
Changing teams from Joe Gibbs Racing and moving over.
I don't have a joke for your name.
Yeah, I said 12th in points. He's on the playoff cutoff line.
If people want to come in the store and get roasted, they can come to the store and get roasted, because if that lady had said anything to me, oh. Matter of fact, I wish the lady had heard me say this, because when I found out about it, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, apparently it was some old lady. And she said, of course it was an old lady. They have nothing better to do. And I said, what do you mean? That old woman's got plenty of shit to do. Like, go dig her own fucking grave, because her old ass won't be alive much longer, probably. Instead of making my life difficult, or trying to make my life difficult.
That you gotta push hard, and this is one of those races, Brad, that I get out. I'm like, whew, I'm shocked.
Go book your own retirement home, because I'm assuming she doesn't have any kids or grandchildren left to do it for her, because they all probably hate her. I didn't see any of Cup practice or qualifying. I know Chris Buescher got his first career pole. I don't know if I'm surprised that Buescher got his first pole, but I'm like, I'll be damned, it's his first pole.
Rick Corelli, Pat Tryson. It's a veteran team to help him there with Anthony Alfredo.
And Alfredo's really done a nice job moving over to Our Motorsports full-time this year. Our onboard cameras, here's Ryan Sieg. It's the Drive for Autism onboard camera.
It's okay if you don't know anything about racing. You can get educated here.
His second career start, driving for Tommy Joe Martin's great in qualifying yesterday.
Boomers punching their TVs right now. We've got another black guy racing. That's enough to piss off the boomers.
And the Ford onboard carried by Riley Herbst. He too was good yesterday, both practice and qualifying, trying to win for the first time in his career in the 98. Rolling from the outside of row 3.
Tell you what, guys, I think this track's really going to go through a big transition here early in the race. As it starts to take rubber pretty quickly, I think in the first...
Looks like Dover rubbers in better than Martinsville did, but we'll see with the Cup. I think the Cup race will be good. I don't foresee shifting at Dover. I think the corner speeds at Dover are too high. The reason you got shifting at Martinsville is because the corner speeds are so low. Dover, you haul ass around here.
Starting in the back, all for adjustments or something unapproved.
There's nothing wrong with black racers. It's just boomers get upset because boomers hate black people, so they're always going to complain if they see a black race car driver in a predominantly white sport, because that's what old racist people do.
It will come from the back that could be players. You know, you got Brett Moffitt, Jeremy Clements, who's had some really good runs this year. Ryan Sieg going for the dash for cash. We talked about Raja Caruth and how good they're...
You guys see Kyle Larson cutting a fucking promo on the World of Outlaws and all that shit?
I know the opening
Kyle Larson was pissed.
in our race analysis is only 45 laps.
I don't blame him, because they obviously did that shit to him on purpose just to make it interesting. Oh, we'll have Kyle Larson start at the back.
To being successful at Dover.
And if your balance isn't right here, it happens quick, right? Things start happening too quick where you're losing spots in a hurry. The leaders are coming there before you even know it. And these guys didn't have a lot of time to practice to tune their car in. So if you miss it in the beginning of this race, it's going to be hard to recover.
Absolutely. You've seen all the cars have made their run down pit road. Do that to check the pit road speeds one more time before the race starts. Keep pit road safe.
I think we should replace the Dover Monster with Digger as the track mascot. What do y'all think?
Brandon Jones won the pole here yesterday, fourth pole of his career. And it's the 12th time that Joe Gibbs Racing has put a car P1 in qualifying at Dover in the Xfinity Series. Sam Mayer on the front row with him. You know, I talked about Riley Herbst, Sam Mayer. You look at Dover, 12 times it's produced a first-time winner. Driver got the first win of their career. So those are a couple of drivers to keep an eye on in that category today. And I also noticed is they got the one to go. We did the swap on the front row. Mayer goes low. Brandon Jones says, I want the outside lane. That a theme of the day?
Generally, I think so. And what you're going to see here is
3 Junior Motorsports cars in the top 5. The other one's Allgaier. He's starting 7th.
But nobody else has a choice at the start of the race. You have to go where you qualified. Odds on the bottom, evens on the outside. And
Talladega always makes the next dash for cash almost completely irrelevant.
Restarts, Joey, is a
Because, like I said, we got Ryan Sieg and Landon Castle here. Are they really a threat? Probably not. Not at a place like Dover.
The pole sitter and his team as we get set for the green flag.
We can win this thing for sure. Yeah, copy that, man. Let's just be really solid today, guys. No mistakes. That's going to be the key here. So, believe in everybody. Let's go get it done.
I'll say this. When he won at Martinsville, changed the pace for Brandon Jones and his team. Very confident right now. Fast last week at Talladega, but we know it's so hard to predict what will happen there, and you can take nothing from it. What they've done in practice and qualifying this weekend has helped the bump in their step. 19 should be really good. Row 2, the Chevys from Junior Motorsports, Gregson and Barry, Gibbs and Herbst. On row 3,
We had cut practice today, and the track's pretty rubbered in, but it'll get even more. Hopefully, it'll widen out. It looks like they're going to run pretty wide here, looking at the tire marks. Green flag. Brandon Jones clears Mayer by like 10 miles going into one. Josh Berry around the outside for second. Michael's got a bet on Josh Berry. Ooh. 3 wide going into turn 3. That was Kaz Gralla.
I know that story before. I've been there. It doesn't end up very well, but what a great start for 19 lead.
Josh Berry and Mayer side by side for second as Brandon Jones leads lap 1.
And 8 of Josh Berry side by side through 1 and 2.
Yeah, I saw the announcement about the 88 car. I wish one of them was running Charlotte. Mayer into second now. He drove in harder on the bottom into 3 than Berry could on the outside. So Sam Mayer second, Josh Berry third. Gregson fourth, Allmendinger fifth around the outside of terrible Herbst. Ty Gibbs now to the outside of Herbst. Allmendinger getting loose in the middle of turn 2. Going to slow down Ty Gibbs there, who had a big run. Ooh, goes to the outside. They almost touched. I think they touched. That upset the front end of Gibbs' car going into 3 because him and Allmendinger almost got hooked together. Dover is the track position racetrack. As far as ovals go, I think track position here means more than it does anywhere else. John Hunter Nemechek, he wins. I get $15. He's 8th right now.
For Sam Hunt Racing.
He's one of the guys that I think we're going to have to watch out for today.
Ooh, the 44 drove it in under the 60. That's in the back.
He's a little bit of my underdog. Hard to call him an underdog with all the success he's had, but being that he doesn't run in this series full time, he might not get the respect he always.
Yeah, Larson's doing Watkins Glen and Darlington. Byron's doing Texas and New Hampshire, and Chase is doing the first Darlington race, which is next Saturday. And we're going to cut to a full screen replay of 30th place.
So this is what happens when 2 cars get side by side. They lose the air. They have to slow down to keep from spinning out. And when you're behind them, you've got to check up what caused that big wreck. And that's part of how the monster eats them cars right there.
That's true. Someone had to just give and take right there for sure. Someone had to give a little bit. And it was the 44.
They're watching Rajay Caruth. He's running like 30-something. 25th. Okay. I don't know why we're watching 25th place, but we are. Moffitt and Myatt Snyder are back there. I didn't realize how poorly Moffitt and Myatt Snyder qualified. Parker Retzlaff is there.
We talked about his issues, but he's making up ground. 31 of Myatt Snyder also coming from the back. And now we go back.
And we go back to another full screen replay instead of showing the action that's actually happening right now. Ooh, boy.
Corner with someone next to you makes you loose. I think that one was loose even with someone not on the outside of him. Looked a little free. Let's hear it.
Rajay Caruth goes into turn 1 here under Yaley and hit the apron. He turned too hard and got the left front down on the apron.
I got to tell you, Joey, that is very impressive. For a guy who
Did Brad just call Joey Jerry?
That race car, super impressive.
Ty Gibbs and Justin Allgaier have passed A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger slips back to 7th. Of course, we didn't see that because we're watching 30th place.
You got to change your shorts after that.
I like Rajay Caruth, but if they're going to show him the whole fucking race here, whoa. Ooh, is A.J. going to try to get him back? Oh, no.
He's not happy about it.
A.J. tried to get back to John Hunter in the middle of 4 and bump him, but he missed and shot up the track. Now Herbst is underneath him. They said Nemechek and A.J. made contact. Of course, we didn't see it, and now we get a replay of it. John Hunter got back in the gas way. Whoa! He got back in the gas much harder than A.J. did.
I really think think John Hunter
AJ was loose already.
Racetrack, and he's working his way up to some track position. Drove up here at P7, and we'll see what he can do.
Somehow, some way, AJ hangs.
Did you know that the last 5 laps have mostly been full screen replays of shit that happened beforehand? AJ's oil temps are up. I don't see how that would affect the handling of the car, but then again, the 18 lifting his rear tires off the ground sure did.
The cars are starting to move up on the racetrack, though, Joe. You see them kind of diamond the corner where they move up a lane and a half, and it's good.
11 laps.
Well, I think in that first 12 laps, we saw about 5 laps of racing before they started cutting to replays and repeating those replays and showing them in slow motion and whatever else. Only 12 laps in, and I'm thirsty as hell, and I only have like 1 drink left in there. Which means I'll have to go to work later if I want to get anything to drink. I'm really getting tired of working on Saturdays. It's not even that hard. It's just like the idea of working on a Saturday. Like, I was good with it at first, but now after a couple weeks of it, I'm like, okay, enough already. Do I really have to fucking do this every Saturday? I don't even mind Sunday morning, but something about working on Saturday just chaps my ass. Yeah, Rajay's one of the onboards. Of course he is, and they're showing him more than they're showing what's going on in the top 10. We completely missed that battle with AJ, Allgaier, Gibbs, and then Nemechek. We completely missed that because we're watching somebody run 27th. I don't know why, but they felt that was more important at this stage of the race. I'd keep an eye on the 39, though, that Retzlaff guy. Or is he in the 38? He's in the 38. I think Sieg's in the 39, and he's in the 38, right? So keep an eye on the 38. I like that dude. He looks like an accountant or something. But he's actually got the makings of a pretty decent race car driver, from what I can tell. Says Brandon Jones has over a 2-second lead on Josh Berry. As much as I like Dover, it can be a frustrating race to watch. I think certain racetracks are worse than others when there's a dominant car, and early in the race, as Brandon Jones, whenever there's a dominant car at Dover, it's like, oh, Jesus. You feel like nothing else going on is even relevant. Daniel Hemrick, broken foot and all, is 10th. Anthony Alfredo's been doing good in that 23 car lately. Chandler Smith's in the 26. Oh, and there's a USFL ad. I heard the USFL is not doing good ratings.
Take on the Houston Gamblers.
Yikes.
The Stallions battle the New Orleans Breakers. It's all on Fox, and it all starts at 4 Eastern Time. We're looking forward to that.
Allgaier, the 4th. Oh, we got a wreck down the back. Joe Graff. Oh, it's David Starr, not Joe Graff. David Starr and Jeremy Clements. I guess that was down the front stretch, right? Yeah. Front stretch, my bad.
A little contact. See some damage on the bottom of the front right corner nose.
Don't know how that happened.
He spun out on the end of the front stretch. I got to see what happened here. Let's take a look at
Coming off of 4.
Turn 4.
David Starr.
Looks like.
Oh.
Like the 08 kind of ran them tight to the wall, and yeah, they all got together.
08 squeezed the 34 into the outside wall.
Get just a piece of it there, trying to avoid it.
Didn't look like too much damage for Jeremy.
Hey, there's fucking Rajay Caruth onboards finally paid off.
Oh. Still there.
Yeah, so Kyle Weatherman got outside of David Starr, and I don't think David Starr thought he would be there.
We've seen that over and over coming off of turn 4 at this track where guys just pull up. Remember Clint Boyer did that to Kyle Busch, I think in 2016 or something? Or was it 25? I can't remember. It was Boyer and Kyle Busch, same thing happened. We've seen that here over and over.
You're just going so fast when it happens.
The right front looks bent on the 08. Other than that, the car looks fine.
We're fortunate there weren't more cars.
Welcome back.
We're 20 laps
Well,
in.
Allgaier got up to 4th place right when that wreck happened. I bet you nobody pits. And Brandon Jones' 2-second lead is no more. See, I can't go to work. I'm sleepy. I slept good, but I'm getting sleepy. I need an afternoon nap before I go put up with this bullshit. What kind of dickhead comes to your job that doesn't even work there and complains about you having a headphone in to listen to a little music to help the day go by quicker? Like, are you, like, the fuck you worried about what I'm doing? He had headphones in. Yes, I did, and I will every fucking day I work there. Because number one, they told us we can, and number two, and if they told us we couldn't, I'd still do it anyway. Because I just get wireless ones. What are you going to do? Come up and lift my hair up and check? Mason Massey got the free pass. By the way, I've been wanting to stream the GTA Chaos mod the last few days, but Rockstar updated GTA 5 this week, which means the mod doesn't work now until there's a new version of it, so just been waiting. Usually only takes like 3 or 4 days at most for the modders to fix it, but I haven't been able to play Chaos mod because Rockstar has to fuck with their shit. Yeah, I heard more shit about Junior Motorsports still looking into getting a charter, maybe. I really wish they could have done that this year when the car was new for everyone, but now they're going to come in a year behind and everybody else is going to have a whole year under their belt with this new car. It would have been ideal for them to get it this year, but...
Was established in 2015 after Steve's passing to honor his memory. Matt's work as a philanthropist and his passion to make a positive difference is exactly what the reward represents. Congratulations and thank you, Matt. Going the distance for the autism community and so many others. It's checking on Justin Allgaier, currently fourth.
Allgaier's fast.
As I was watching the 7 of Justin Allgaier right before the caution came out, that thing is on rails right now. It's very, very fast. He's able to move up the racetrack, down the racetrack. You hear him.
John Hunter's still running 7th. He hasn't really moved forward or backwards much. Allgaier was really coming in there for that caution. Brandon Jones has clean air. Who knows how Jones's car will react in traffic if they can ever get him in traffic. At some point today, they'll get him in traffic.
Talk about on Monday. No podcasters. I mean, look at it. Junior Motorsports behind our leader, Brandon Jones, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, so they occupy 4 of the top 5 positions. And a big announcement this week from JRM. They're going to dust off the 88, bring it out for a handful of races, and let their Cup Series regulars from Hendrick Motorsports come over and drive it. It all begins next Saturday at Darlington on FS1 with Chase Elliott, NASCAR's most popular driver. Going to see William Byron, Kyle Larson throughout the year.
Yeah, I won a few races in that old 88 car, Junior Motorsports. Glad to see it back.
Did it here?
Yeah.
My favorite Brad win in the 88 car was Michigan in 2009. If you never watched that race, go back and watch it. It's one of the all-time great Michigan races. Runs to the finish for sure. That was Brad Keselowski in the 88, Brian Vickers, dipshit in the 32, and Kyle Busch in the 18. Kyle Busch was just so offended that Brian Vickers would side draft him for the win. It's like, no shit, he was side drafting you.
Possibly a downforce thing or some part or piece they're working on to become better. But I agree. I tell you, when I see the 16 of Allmendinger, of all the Xfinity races I've been watching up here this last year, that thing's always loose. He is always sideways. So
it kind of looks like the rear is bouncing a lot on that car. I think that's what he was trying to get to, right?
Maybe that as well.
So far, I'm glad I didn't bet on AJ's top 10. I thought about betting on him, but he's not happy with his car.
Something that they find, he drops outside the top 10, and then you get down to the last quarter of the race, and there he is with a chance. And you look at his results, 9 consecutive top 10s to begin the year. It speaks to how he's able to figure it out.
Well, it's because AJ's really good.
Unfortunately, Brad will probably never drive a Chevrolet of any kind ever again since he owns the Ford team now.
He run, when I first started running Cup, he run somewhere near me.
I didn't realize how bad Roush was still going to be. I thought at the very least they would improve slightly, but Roush is still so bad. Jones outside, Mayer outside, Berry outside, Allgaier inside.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, outside lane is favored. So generally what you're going to see happen here in all the restarts for the fans at home is the outside lane will get more cars in it initially, and then some guys on it will start to pick the bottom lane and the choose and move up maybe a row or two further.
I have 19 to go in stage 1.
Who
Who'd I pick for this race? John Hunter. I got to bet on, if John Hunter Nemechek wins today, I get $15. Haven't made a decision about tomorrow yet.
His other option was picking behind the 8 of Josh Berry, where Noah Gragson is right now. That was his other option. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. He could have laid up and got behind the 8. He went for it on the maybe not preferred lane behind the 1 of Sam Mayer. So we'll see how this one works out.
Yeah, I'm very curious. As for drivers, what we're looking at is, does he beat the 9 car or not, right?
That's the thing. If he beats the 9, we'll know.
Yep.
Let's listen to Allgaier and his radio on the restart.
See if Allgaier has any short run speed. His car was starting to come in before that caution. If he can make quick work of Mayer. Although being on the inside sucks. That outside launch is so good. And then the guys behind the leader are side by side for 2 laps, and the leader just gets so far ahead. Jones around the outside. Mayer still next to him. That time Jones didn't get clear of Mayer until they got off of turn 2. So that's improvement. Noah just bounced off the wall, but he's fine. Wish he would have hit a lot harder. Josh Berry can't hold the bottom. Allgaier's going to get to his inside for 3rd.
And it looks like Justin Allgaier.
Nope, he tucks back in line behind him. I thought he was going to get there.
Behind the 8, in front of the 9, which is pretty much where he would have been before the choose. So
Noah's car is really, really loose right now. Ooh.
Trying to make the move here.
This little side draft down the back by Allgaier going into 3. He's up to 3rd now. Good first couple laps here for him. Now he's clear for 3rd. He can just set sail and try to run down Mayer and Jones. And Mayer's all over Brennan Jones right now on his bumper. So we're probably going to have a 3-car battle for the stage win here, I think. As fast as Allgaier is.
A little closer this time than it was the first time. A refire on tires changes a lot of things, and this is where it gets tricky too. Relaying information back to your crew chief on how to work on your car. You have a heat cycle there now. Things are different. The track's covered in a little bit more.
We're back to that Rajay Caruth on board running 25th. Why the fuck do we keep cutting back to this? It's 25th. In case you didn't know, we've got 3 cars up front battling for the lead.
It don't look like fun in his position.
Whatever. Now we're on his onboard. Oh, look, we got a battle for the lead. Sam Mayer right there with Brandon Jones. Thank you. 15 to go in stage 1.
And right here, Brad, I use Sam Mayer. You're right behind him. He's doing such a good job.
Ooh, Sam got him really loose. I think he got into Brandon Jones off of 2. Takes the lead. Sam Mayer, didn't he win an ARCA race here? That was a beautiful pass. It's amazing we got to see it, though, because I'm surprised they cut away from the 30th place onboard camera that they're loving so much today. Then they zoomed that camera in on Sam Mayer. It's like, bro, calm down.
Now is the time. I mean, this is when everything's tightened up on these restarts. You got to go take advantage right now.
Well, Brandon Jones' reign of dominance lasted about 30 laps.
Yeah, we got 13 to go in the stage.
Mayer, Jones, Allgaier, Berry, Gregson, the top 5. You better be going side by side here. I know you ain't going to full screen commercial. Thank you. It's side by side. Hemrick's fallen out of the top 10. He's back to 13th. He's getting passed by both. He just got passed by Creed, and now the other RCR car is working on him. You like all the boomer logic of, oh, Bubba Wallace won Talladega, but he got lucky, blah, 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 blah. It's just Talladega. And then Jeffrey Earnhardt finished second. Man, that just goes to show if he had a good car, he could do it. It's like, oh, fucking A. You're killing me. What are we looking at now? 20th place. Chandler Smith's racing with Parker Retzlaff. Oh, wait, is that Sieg? Can't tell their fucking car. It was Sieg. I can't tell their cars apart when one's coming down the straightaway looking right at you. Yeah, Bubba. Damn, Bubba qualified 9th at Dover. Wow. Allgaier for second place. Underneath Brandon Jones off of 4, 9 to go. And there you go. Said I thought this would wind up being a 3-car battle. Allgaier's got 9 laps here. Sam Mayer got out front by about a second and a half almost now. So I don't know if he'll run him down. But Allgaier's clearly fast. Dover is another racetrack that's a lot more fun to drive and race on than it is to watch a race at. Because we've had a lot of meh races at Dover. Dover and Richmond are both in that category of like such a fun racetrack, but not always that great to watch. Ty Gibbs passes Noah for 5th. Noah's going to try to cross him over here. Ooh, put the bumper to him. Didn't really nudge him. Well, I mean, he nudged him. Oh, whoa, whoa, Noah, look out. He about hooked the 54. Man, he is trying to wreck Ty. I don't know what that's about. Noah spent that entire lap trying to wreck Ty Gibbs and damn near got it done. Would have taken himself out, too. He drops back behind Allmendinger now. Gibbs pulls ahead. I don't know what Noah was thinking there. We got beef. I was going to say, I said at Martinsville that Ty Gibbs and Noah Gragson are destined to hate each other. They're destined to have run-ins and get pissy. Noah got loose off of 2 last lap. Ty got back in the gas. Blasted by Noah. And then 54 checked up a little in the center of the corner. And then Noah just drove straight through him. Has his rear tires jacked up off the ground down the back. Won't get off of him. Ty checks up for the corner. Nearly gets spun. And John Hunter passes them both around the outside. I don't know what that was about. And then here comes AJ around the outside of Noah. So John Hunter top 5 now. Here's Ty Gibbs radio. Well, Ty can't really talk. Him and Noah are 2 sides of the same coin, basically. They're both dumb fucks.
You know, no matter what happens, you know you got that guy on your side. He's trying to calm you back down.
I always like Spotter's kind of like your mom. You know, whenever you do something wrong, mom's always got your back. That's your Spotter. It's a comforting voice. Makes you feel good about things. But, you know, people ask me all the time, Double A. Race fans all the time will ask me.
Double A, what is he, Arn Anderson?
Man, I try not to have a rival because...
Yeah, Allgaier's got Mayer's lead down to half a second, but there's only 3 to go.
And I want to go back.
Can he get there? We won't know because Fox ain't going to show it. We're hitting 2 to go this time.
And so they just lost even more track position at a track that's really hard to pass at. So
2 to go on the stage. Allgaier cut it down from a second and a half to half a second. I don't think he's going to get there.
He's drifted to 3rd now. You saw Sam Mayer take the lead away. Justin Allgaier has jumped to 2nd. And Josh Berry had a peek with a couple to go in the stage. I noticed this last year watching the tape. Berry does a really good job of moving around, trying to find the best spot on the
1 to go. Allgaier's going to have a chance maybe. Depends on what run he gets off of 2 here. This lap car really hurt Sam Mayer here. Lap car at a bad time. Allgaier's there. Now he doesn't have anywhere to go through the lap car. He got the mayor's bumper, but can't do nothing with him.
It's one of the best cars.
It's over. Sam Mayer wins stage 1. Sam Mayer wins stage 1. That lap car almost got it for Allgaier.
These guys better adjust on their cars because the 7 car is fast.
Yes, sir.
Damn it, the one time I don't bet on Allgaier at Dover, and he's got the best car. But Sam Mayer's the stage 1 winner. The one time I don't bet on Allgaier. He's usually one of my go-tos for like Dover or Richmond or Phoenix or something like that. Those oddball, middle-of-the-road tracks, you know. Do you think Noah would take his helmet off, though? He's a dumbass. He would take his helmet off even if he was outmatched. Hey, you like how the Packers didn't draft a receiver or anything on offense? Again. So funny. Man, am I thirsty, but I will wait till the end of stage 2. Yesterday at work was the most laid back it's probably been. I'm hoping for more of the same today, but these Saturday evenings are kind of annoying. I'd rather work just like mornings during the week. Maybe further down the line, I'll ask to be just taken off fucking weekends. If she can get more fucking help in there, but can you just put me like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday or something during the fucking weeks? Because that whole closing and then coming right back at 8 in the morning on Sunday morning kind of blows.
The success of Noah Gregson. Pair wins this year. 7 times he's been to victory lane in his career. He's flamboyant. He knows how to celebrate.
Flamboyant. That's a nice phrase for he's a complete douche. Noah Gregson.
Today, he is aggressive. And that's
I don't know what that deal was with him and Ty. I don't understand that.
Let's listen into 9 Radio.
The 3 chicken's a little dirty, huh? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no, I get it. We just can't let him draw us into something like that and do something stupid and we lose 3 spots. Yeah, I get it.
The other guy involved, the 54 of Ty Gibbs, and we're going to visit with Noah, who finished 8th in stage 1 in just a second. First, we'll open pit road and let all these guys come down for some service for the first time today.
Yeah, we probably should wait till after the pit stop before we stir the pot any up here.
That might be good. And we probably should hope the pit stop goes well.
It's true. It's true.
Who's going to pay here? Let's start with that. Looks like a little indecision at first, but they're all coming here.
Sam Mayer acted like he was going to stay out. Why wouldn't you pit here? Of course you're pitting here.
Sam Mayer with the win right there. That race car is too tight, though. They can still make it better. In particular, on throttle, too tight. The 19 of Brandon Jones, when we refired for that restart, that car was extremely loose. It finally came to him at the end of that run, though. Jamie?
Josh Berry in the 8 worked his way up to 3rd. A little loose to start, but it got better as they ran. Just an air pressure adjustment and 4 tires. Meanwhile, his teammate Justin Allgaier really tight mid-corner. And when those right sides get into the rubber as they run, he gets a little too slick. So they'll make an air pressure adjustment there for the 7 machine.
Pit road is huge catch open, and it can be a very tough place. And a long stop. That looked like extra time for the second.
Brandon Jones wins the race off pit road. Allgaier had a slow stop. Actually, they say Retzlaff. He had to miss his pit stall. He missed his pit box. Brandon Jones wins the race off pit road. Sam Mayer, Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry, and then Allgaier. Allgaier dropped way back. What made me a Gregson hater, other than the fact that he drives like a fucking moron and he's got the personality of one of the biggest douchebags you know? His personality turned me off more than anything. That, and I started to resent him in trucks. He was driving for KBM and couldn't win shit. And I'm like, dude, if you're driving a Kyle Busch truck and you ain't winning multiple races, like, there's something wrong with your fucking head. So that turned me off of him. Then he started really acting out like a jackass, trying to show off and be cool. He's just a total tryhard. And like I said, just the way he drives on track backs up what a fucking douchebag. And Sam Mayer's left rear tire just fell off. I saw a tire rolling down the backstretch, didn't know where it came from. Sam Mayer, his left rear tire has fallen off. So he'll have to come back in and start at the back, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be a suspension for a crew chief or something.
And Noah Gregson, of course, with Junior Motorsports, his teammate.
So Sam Mayer
wins the opening stage.
They get beat off pit road anyway, and the left rear tire's not even taut.
Regan, what's up?
As soon as he left pit road, the team told him to come back in. They knew they didn't have all the lug nuts on it as soon as he left. Told him not to swerve the car at all, to try and limp it back in. Unfortunately, that tire came off before he made it back. Now they're trying to get the car lifted up on the left side to get that tire put back on.
It was a lot of things that built up that made me not like Noah.
For losing that tire while they were rolling around the racetrack. Opening stick.
He's such a fucking phony-ass tryhard. That's, like, the main reason. Like, he's just so fucking fake, dude. I went to school with guys like Noah. Like, it's like, dude, you're not cool. Stop trying to be cool. Stop trying to be an edgelord. Noah Gregson looks like the kind of guy that fucks fat chicks in private but acts like he doesn't like them in public. I like that Twitter account he kind of looks like. Well, that's what Noah Gregson kind of looks like. The only reason he's won Xfinity races is because Custer, Cindric, and Reddick have moved on to the Cup Series. Because if they were still racing, he'd never win shit. If they were still in the Xfinity Series. But hey, you hang out long enough and fail to move up because everybody knows you're not really that good, you're going to hang around long enough to win some races. Hell, Brandon Jones has a couple of wins, and he sucks worse than Noah. I really need to put more music on my iPod for work, but it's very time consuming. But I was just thinking that the other day. I'm like, I need new music. I'm working with an assistant manager today that I haven't even met yet because he hasn't worked any of the shifts I've been on. But at least the other two won't be there, so maybe I can get away with half-assing everything. We drafted a running back. Running back's usually a pretty deep position in drafts. Looks like we're going to have a Gibbs front row here. Jones, Ty Gibbs, followed by Berry and Allgaier, and then Nemechek 5th, Allmendinger 6th. I think the Falcons are having a good draft, but you're never going to know until you see the guys on the field and what they contribute. Maybe I'm being harsh on the Falcons offense. I mean, they got the kid from USC, they got Kyle Pitts, they got Cordero Patterson. Mariota's a dual threat, but I just don't see much for the Falcons this year. It's going to be a while.
First stage goes to
I'll be
Sam
more
Mayer.
invested in what the Colts are doing than I am the Falcons, most likely.
After they left pit road, so likely
Jones
a full race
inside,
suspension
Gibbs
pending
outside, Berry
for
inside.
Taylor Moyer, the crew chief, and a couple of crew members also will be set down, and you can see the
Crew guy immediately was waving his arms, going, "We didn't get them tight, or I didn't get them tight."
That's the part that really.
That's what they told him. You're going to be suspended for 4 weeks.
Vacation, we say jokingly, it's 4 week suspension for the crew chief, tire changer, and jackman. So these penalties are no fun. I've been a part of them, but they happen, and it's a part of racing. So you see the tire rolling down the backstretch.
We'll confirm, but typically the guys from Junior Motorsports use the pit crew members that operate for Hendrick Motorsports on Sunday. So
Just thinking that.
yeah, so that's something we'll follow up on and try to make sure we have all the information you need to know what could be coming down the road.
And we're coming to the green.
Alexander, because this could have some ramifications for Sunday, not just this week, but Sundays to come. So certainly would love to hear more from our industry insiders on this one.
And I think it would start next week. not
Brad
tomorrow.
Keselowski, the sarcastic car owner there, taking a shot at
And again,
NASCAR.
that's not 100%. We're just going based
For
on
lack of
how they've done
communication.
things in the past.
Well, back here, Josh Berry was third, and he took the inside line, which I thought was kind of interesting, and gave the outside to the 7th Justin Allgaier. Kind of an interesting play.
Well, Jones, the leader, took the inside.
He must think the inside's going to take off. That's your new ball on a restart. Stage 2 begins.
And Jones drives it hard in the corner. He's clear, driving away. Jones, on fresh tires, I think it's clear Brendan Jones is really, really good. I think when the tires are worn out, even after a restart, I think his car suffers a little bit. Oh, Josh Berry, loose, saves it. Almost took out Allgaier, but they save it. And AJ shoots through.
That was still a great save. He almost
And
got the
Rajay Carruth is slow. Somebody at Fox just broke their fucking monitor.
Bouncing around coming off of turn 4.
Definitely got something wrong.
Well, get off the damn track. We don't need a yellow.
Inside, right side.
Something's wrong there.
He gets off the track. I hope he makes it back. We stay green for now.
Look at this 8 car of Josh Berry. Got a little
Josh Berry got a bump from AJ. I think he checked up going in the corner and then got back in the gas, got loose after the bump from AJ.
Possible spot you could ever want to be in. Someone driving into the back of you down this
Well, so much for the
straightaway.
inside line being safe.
Oh. Here's a 43. He's had a heck of a day today so far.
Yeah, he sure has, and we've watched half of it instead of watching what's going on up front, Joey.
Hard to say from that.
Berry, who was in the top 5, third on the restart, is now dropped all the way back to 7th, racing with Noah Gragson.
Oh, Joe Graff Jr. almost wrecked by himself.
Joe Graff Jr. is there, and here
Sam
comes
Mayer.
the one. Yeah, Sam Mayer had to start at the rear to begin stage 2 after that tire issue, but he's starting to make his way back through.
up to 23rd, trying to get.
Brandon Jones only has about half a second on Ty Gibbs right now.
Probably the second best car in the racetrack to the 7 in the first stage. So we'll kind of see how that goes for. But
Ooh,
he's
Mike
gotta get
Snyder
out
and
right.
Joe Graff hit
Less
each
than
other off of
150
2.
laps left in this race. You've got a lot of cars to pass. It's going to take some time. You got to be patient, but you also really can't waste any time.
3 wide. Mayer, Snyder in the middle, Joe Graff outside. Snyder lifts.
That's always a great feeling as a race car
Oh
driver.
gosh, it feels so good,
Oh,
doesn't it?
yes, that's when you want to come on the radio and say, "Did you guys see that?"
I hope somebody saw that. At least they had it on TV this time.
30 laps to go in stage 2. How far can Sam Mayer climb through the field? Brad said he was 23rd, now 21st after that 2 for 1 as we go on board with Riley Hertz quietly getting it done today. He's 6th, looking back at Josh Berry riding in that 7th position.
Yeah, it looks like all the Junior Motorsports cars had some struggles on pit road. Justin Allgaier had some struggles.
And the Junior Motorsports cars don't fire off good on fresh tires. I think they're better on old tires.
Still have time left in the race.
Longer run speed.
You know, a good 100-some laps to go, and they're going to need all of them.
It's fun listening here, Riley Hertz. You see him kind of
AJ Allmendinger's going for his 3rd straight Dash for Cash win. The man's loaded.
One that you can barrel it down into the corner and run up the track.
Landon Castle back here racing Kyle Witherman for position. Yeah, Castle was worth putting in that 10 car, wasn't he?
And then reset the 2/3 a little bit as you kind of
Talk about not making the most of the best opportunity you've ever been given, especially with all his experience.
Completely different from each other. And neither one of us has ever really well here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you put that last here.
Yeah, Joey's got like 4 Xfinity wins here. I've got 1, but when nothing seems to translate to the Cup car.
Doesn't seem like it. I don't know what it is.
It's been a tough track for us, but there's a lot of different ways.
Josh
to drive
Berry
this track.
passes Herbst for
Ultimately,
6th.
it's just
He's
really
bouncing
unique.
back
It's
now.
concrete. It's got so much banking. It's pretty wide radius corners.
Gibbs is closing in
And I
on
always
Brandon
feel like
Jones a
the
little
car's
bit.
either good here or it's not, regardless of your driving style.
A 10th here and there.
Noah Gregson knocking at the door. We'll keep it side by side as we
Oh
step
my God,
away
another
halfway
side-by-side
through
commercial?
stage.
Fox, you're too kind. Hey, it's a Coke 600 commercial. I'll be there. And Gibbs is closing in on Brandon Jones for the lead now. Brandon Jones has track position in the first pit stall. He's not going to win this race unless something retarded happens. You've been watching SmackDown. I'm sorry to hear that. Welcome to quality content. Tried to watch WWE again, but after a couple weeks I said, nah, it's still boring. See you next year for the Rumble. Actually, I'll probably watch like SummerSlam and some of the pay-per-views in between. When is WrestleMania Backlash? Is that next Sunday? I might watch that because I'm off on Mondays. Or hell, it'll be on a Saturday, won't it? Because WWE does pay-per-views on Saturdays now. Yeah, I can't remember. We're coming to lap 69 with a nice battle for the lead. And lapped cars ahead. These two are battling for the lead, but Allgaier is starting to creep into the picture as well. Still can't believe he hasn't won in the 98. I can, because it's Riley Herbst. That's how I can believe he hasn't won in the 98. And trust me, I can believe it. They almost had a wreck down the back with Joe Graff Jr. just now. They're showing a replay. What? Joe Graff Jr. almost wrecked? And so, oh boy, that was almost a classic Dover wreck right there. Wipe out a bunch of cars coming out of turn 2. Almost. 3 cars got hooked together and shot to the inside. And fucking Retzlaff passed them all around the outside. Good move, Retzlaff. 20 to go. Here comes Gibbs. Big run off of 2 down the back to the inside of Brandon Jones. Jones leaves the door open, giving his teammate plenty of room. Hell, if you're faster, just go ahead and go on. We don't need to bring Allgaier into this if you're Jones. Although Allgaier's so fast, he's going to get there anyway. Still side by side for the lead. Off of 2 down the back. Jones still getting good runs off the top. You know how hard it is to pass here, especially around the bottom.
Battle for the lead is on at Dover. Teammates Brandon Jones.
Jones giving him the space. Here comes Allgaier. He's a little closer now. Gibbs still can't get by Jones.
With 18 to go in our second stage. How about that 54, Jamie?
Ty Gibbs told me last year when they were here, they were way too loose. So in the first
Got to make that pass quick. Allgaier's coming.
just wouldn't turn. So they made a big air pressure adjustment on that one and only stop today. Now he said he
Sam Mayer's up to 15th after starting in the back.
closing in on the leader. Loose is fast, right?
Looks it right now.
At times, there is
Loose is fast.
I know.
And Allgaier is now in frame.
Most of the time he's right within reason, though.
Within reason, yeah.
There's a too far.
Look at Joe Gibbs pretending to care about Brandon Jones.
Exactly. I guess that's the edge of out of control part. That'd be the right on the edge is where you're quick.
Such a great story, Ty Gibbs. I mean, the coach's grandson makes his debut, wins in his first race ever last year on the road course at Daytona.
Oh, look at the traffic in front of these guys. This is opportunity, right? You see You know, the lead's right there for the 7, the 54, 19, all racing for the win here in the
3-car battle with 15 to go.
16 to go, sorry. In the stage, and you got a whole mess of cars.
John Hunter and Josh Berry racing for 5th. Fuck off, Josh. John Hunter just doesn't have race win speed. Top 5 there. Hang in there.
And look at Allgaier. I mean, he's just waiting for that.
And this lap car in the middle of the corner right in front of Brandon Jones. And Allgaier's going to try to pass them both right off of 4. Shoots to the inside of Gibbs.
That's really what it is vision, Joey. Just like you said, he saw it coming.
And Allgaier, Gibbs gets loose in the middle of 1. And Allgaier's into 2nd. So hard to pass here that Gibbs is clearly quicker than Brandon Jones, but couldn't get around him. And that's not Aero either, that's just Dover. For whatever reason, that's how this track's always been. Boy, these lap cars. Boy, these lap cars.
Oh, the 54's back up to the 7. He's not ready to give up that 2nd place.
Oh, these lap cars.
Second stage.
He's going to take it.
Ooh, Gibbs to the inside of Allgaier. 3 wide with Vargas, who's a lap down. Allgaier shoots through the center of the corner. Man, he's got good center speed. Whether he's running high or low, 7 car's got the best center of the corner speed. No way the Cup race is this good tomorrow, right? That's how that works.
Wow, that 7 car looks so strong on the turn 2 there, Joey.
Through the center and off the corner, Allgaier's got everybody beat. And he can run any line. I've seen him run low, he's run high, now he's in the middle. More lap cars in front of Brandon Jones. Allmendinger's now involved in this. He's got the Gibbs. And Allgaier's getting the lead right here. Center of 2. Clear. Doesn't know where to go to get around these fucking lap cars. Justin Allgaier takes the lead. Coming to 10 to go here. If they can just get through this damn traffic, Allgaier will take off. 10 to go.
Would you say he's led more laps here than...
Allgaier's last Xfinity win was Darlington last year. We were there. I won $11 that day, if I'm not mistaken. 3-car battle per second. Look at AJ.
Big run from the 16.
Boy, Ty Gibbs the real loser out of all this. He's lost a couple spots now.
The lap traffic is tricky to get through here for sure, and the experienced guys really actually get the best through it, right?
I like how the ticker says Yaley's the leader right now. You notice that? Hey, Fox, fix your ticker. I'm pretty sure J.J. Yaley's never led here.
It looked to me like Ty Gibbs was quite a bit faster than Brandon Jones on the bottom lane, but when he
Yeah, they just cut the ticker off because it was broken.
to carry speed, you can see kind of the wiggles that he's got.
Are we learning anything now for the final stage? Because typically we see long green flag runs. Is some of the speed we're seeing now latter
Barry
part of the
cleared
stage
John Hunter for
indicating
5th.
Could be good long haul in that final stage of the day.
Oh, I think so for sure, especially the 7 car. That speed
Jesus
he's showing
Christ.
right now. There's a little fire coming out of the left front of the 18 car the last few laps. I don't know if you saw that in the camera.
Oh, boy. John Hunter's got a flat left front. Can we get a caution, please? For the sake of my bet.
6 laps to go in the stage.
6 to go in the stage, and John Hunter's got a flat left front. Spin it out. Nah, it's not safe to spin it out here. Come on, NASCAR, debris everywhere. Debris everywhere. Put it out. Put it out. Come on. Oh, well. Well, my bet's over. No money today.
That's a very tough break. He was one of my favorites to win today. It's going to be hard to climb out of that one, Joey.
I'm a jinx. What can I say?
Allmendinger Gibbs continue to go at it for 3rd. Their battle 2 seconds behind leader Justin Allgaier.
And just in front of the leaders here is a heck of a battle of cars that are trying to not go a lap down. They've been 3 wide and just
5 to go, stage 2. Allgaier's got about a second lead.
Stay in front of the leader for 5 more laps, and they are fighting hard. Got the 4-car Ryan Vargas. It's like the 38, 39.
Yeah. Parker Retzlaff.
Vargas is in the 6, Brad. Allgaier's trying to lap Brandon Brown now.
Brandon Brown right here. He wants to fight to stay in the lead lap. With only 4 left to go on the stage, it's a big battle.
Ty Gibbs and Josh Berry.
Has worked his way into the top dozen, so he could be a player for stage points here. 4 to go.
That shows some strength in that car to be able to, for 45 laps in these stages.
Be careful around Josh Berry. He gets loose a lot.
To start, picking them off one at a time.
Dash for Cash is picking up. Castle's up to 11th. Sieg's 14th. Allmendinger's 3rd. Gregson 7th.
A lot of that is because you can see in the corner. Look at the rubber on the racetrack in the corners. That rubber forces the drivers to move around to find more grip. Go up the racetrack, get a little bit more of that gray area. That's where the speed's at. So you see way on the bottom or up top, and it's going to just keep rubbering up. And that rubber is not good. That where you see it dark is not more grip. It actually has more grip, especially on a concrete racetrack where it's lighter color.
Allgaier's advantage is now well over a second in front of Brandon Jones. Got the lead, starting to pull away. On board there with Ryan Sieg, started in the back, did not make a...
Oh, the 91 just got crashed hard. 2 to go, caution's out. Allgaier wins stage 2. Damn.
Mario Goslin owned car.
That will end stage 2.
Barry running the fastest laps. Well, I guess I should have went with him. I guess this caution helps John Hunter a little bit, but not really.
Looks like probably got loose underneath the
91 got loose, overcorrected, and hit the outside wall head on.
So easy to do here.
There he is, loose underneath the 07 of Joe Graff Jr. Trying to save it.
And see the hose come out of the left front. Those are hoses to keep the tires cooled off. And when you turn the wheels to the right, they're not supposed to be turned that far to the right. Those hoses all come out of the car.
You guys know that?
Ejected, but,
I don't know if you know this, but on a track where you only turn left, your wheels shouldn't be turned right, guys.
Never been to this racetrack in any series.
Well, it shows.
Prior to this weekend. So the stage ends. Justin Allgaier able to get the victory. Second straight week. He's won a stage. Also did it last Saturday at Talladega. 6th time he's won a stage.
Justin Allgaier, stage 2 winner. Man, I'm thirsty. I will be right back. Oh boy. Nemechek's 5 laps. Yeah, my day's over. Hey, where's my sponsor? He hasn't been around lately. I almost ordered something the other day. They have these adapter things, HDMI adapters, that you can plug a PS2 AV cable into, and it'll upscale your PS2 to like 720 or 1080 or whatever. I mean, it'll still look like a PS2, but like the overall resolution will be upped. And I almost ordered one, and then I canceled because I read reviews on it, and somebody said it gets really fucking hot, and it's not even that good. It's kind of fuzzy, the picture quality. But I'm sure there's good ones out there, but I don't want to pay that much for them. But I thought about getting one of them little AV HDMI adapter thingies for my PS2 so I could play on my big TV, or at the very least just have the picture look better on this other smaller TV I have, because I don't have any old TVs. All my TVs are HD or fucking 4K. So I almost ordered that the other day. Allgaier, Brandon Jones, AJ Allmendinger, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, Riley Herbst, Noah, Daniel Hemrick, Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, top 10. Sam Mayer got back up to 12th after all. That's pretty good for Dover. So Sam Mayer, they just got to have good pit stops now.
FS1, the NASCAR Cup Series is here in Dover. The best in the world take on the Monster Mile. Coverage begins with race day, 2 Eastern time here on FS1. You can also watch it on the Fox Sports app. And it's April 30th. Let's go on this date. 1789, George Washington inaugurated as our first U.S. president. Lou Gehrig playing in his 2,130th consecutive game. 1952, Mr. Potato Head is on TV.
If Ty had average and normal equipment, would he dominate? No. He'd probably be... He'd run about like the RCR cars do. He's good. He's very talented. Don't get me wrong, he's very good. But obviously equipment makes a big difference.
Happy birthday to our teammate.
Oh, got a little stat here. Both Joey and I have all won races on April 30th. I won one in Cup and, or no, Joey won his in Cup at Richmond. I won mine in Xfinity.
Oh.
Richmond, there you go.
How about that?
I've not won on April 30th.
There's still time.
My big part of the run was as good as I've been ever here. I don't see anyone else with the maneuverability that you have, and that's what makes the passing for us a lot easier.
It's like they're listening to us, Joey.
I know. I think that's what it is. Maybe we know what we're looking at. Finally, guys.
So extended yellow here. There is a ton of debris out on the racetrack. When we saw the spin for Mason Massey, you saw parts come off the car. We saw a whole bunch of stuff. John Hunter Nemechek had an issue with the left front tire. He's parked in the garage. He had a big issue with something inside the car. And Regan can hopefully give us a little more information. Regan, what you got?
Well, yeah, Brad, I think some of that stuff we saw on the racetrack was actually the brake rotor from John Hunter Nemechek ultimately.
Yep, John Hunter's in the garage.
And that is what caused the flat tire.
What a great bit I made.
You just don't see that often with a Joe Gibbs prepared Toyota. And, well, you see the frustration on the face of Jason Ratcliffe there in the garage area.
So usually, Adam, just to get a little technical on you, you don't actually break the rotor as the root cause failure. What usually happens here, and it's very common at Dover, you actually break the left front hub on the car. Got a lot of banking at this track, and there's a transition between kind of the asphalt where the apron is and the concrete where the racetrack is. And if you hit that over and over again, a lot of times it'll break the hub. When the hub breaks, the rotor goes with it. So I'm not sure if that's what happened, but we do see that a lot here at this racetrack in the Cup cars and now in the Xfinity cars.
Ryan Truex going to drive the
Pit
18th
road's
Saturday
open.
in Darlington. John Hunter Nemechek going to drive the 26th.
Yeah, Ryan Truex in the 18 at Darlington. Don't expect much.
We wrap stage 2. Here they are, Regan.
And it's been a very good day so far for the 98 of Riley Herbst. Right now, that race car just loses all the grip when the track gets rubbered in. So once the rubber goes down, he's struggling with the right rear. And the 19 of Brandon Jones, too tight that whole run. Did the same thing from start to finish, just too tight with it, Jamie.
And the 16 of AJ Allmendinger just started off so far off, so loose, he said, but as they ran, he got a little bit better, but he wants him to tighten it up just a bit. The 7 of Justin Allgaier had a slow stop last time around. You guys heard him, good maneuverability, but he said really tight in, really free off, so they'll help that with an air pressure adjustment.
And now the all-important race off pit road.
Allgaier wins the race off pit road. Josh Berry second. Go, Michael. Brandon Jones drops to third. AJ to fourth. Ty Gibbs stays in fifth.
Also lost a spot. Gibbs, the fifth.
Everybody will have to pit one more time.
Well, let's dial up old Justin Allgaier. What do you say? Justin, Joe Logano up in the booth if you got any.
Allgaier's in prime position to win. Josh Berry's really fast, too. Man, these Junior Motorsports cars are good today.
We'll try again. Hey, Justin, Joe Logano.
I hope they're good at Charlotte. Hey, Dylan, the Xfinity race at Charlotte starts at 1 o'clock. Are you ready to dive heat stroke again?
Great pit stop. You got the clean air. Everything's looking good. It must feel amazing. How does it feel to have a car that fast?
Oh, it feels great. You know, obviously every time we come here to Dover, these guys tune it up for me, and we've had incredible cars here. So, you know, now going and clearing the car, Eddie's been saying going and clearing these spots for me there. It's been kind of funny, but to have as fast of a Camaros we've got really is awesome. Pit crew obviously right there, getting back out here in the lead. You know, now we've got a long stage, so we gotta maintain, not make any mistakes, but yeah, feels good to be out front, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Brad and I have been joking around how big TJ Major's head's going to be if you win with that thing, with door bumper clear on it. Good luck out there, man.
Thank you, buddy. It's, you know, maybe that's the extra fun downforce they need to have it all their big heads on. Either way, I hope you guys are having fun up here in the booth, and hope you guys at home are enjoying watching this. We're having a lot of fun.
I thought Justin was going to take us right to commercial break there. The final stage coming up with Allgaier out front.
Michael, you're in prime position to win that $85. I don't know if you got anything for Allgaier, though. And if Josh Berry wins, 10% for your manager. I'll be right back. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'm back.
Making a pit stop.
Thank you for the Venmo.
Upset, throws the gun. Didn't get all the lug nuts on, so they had to come back down. And
Brandon Jones got a start in the rear for stage 3. That's a bitch. He's got a fast car, but he's not going to win now.
On the last pit stop, he'd driven all the way up inside the top 15. He got caught speeding.
Allgaier, Josh Berry, Sam Mayer too fast on pit road, so take Mayer and Jones out of this. They're both in the back again. Again for Mayer. Stage 3, Allgaier, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger. Allgaier's about to make this the most boring last 100 laps you've ever seen. Oh, Josh Berry inside. Door to door down the back. Send it into 3, Berry. He pushes up the track again just like he did earlier. Not quite as bad. Berry still second, almost led that lap. And now Justin's going to clear him. I think Berry backed off and let him have it there after he almost ran into him. And we're hitting halfway this time.
They're all fast. They're all racing for the win. It's going to happen, right? It's a good problem that they're all racing for the win. But I'm sure it makes Monday interesting at times.
We know how that goes sometimes.
What are you talking about, Brad?
Yeah, well, you guys are, but I'm thinking back to Martinsville where Dale Jr. was in the race, and he was racing hard with Josh Berry. Had a couple of disagreements.
Sorry, Justin's got control of the race. We know he's got one of the
Landon Castle top 10 for the first time today. RCR 7th and 8th. After Mayer and Brandon Jones got sent to the back, that opened up the door for those cars.
So we have at least one more pit stop left. But this is a big challenge to see if the 7 car can endure like it has done in the runs prior.
Allgaier's not taking off from Berry yet.
Just take care of it until someone pressures us. That's 2 in a row now. No 16 on that one.
Allgaier is pissy about Josh Berry getting loose under him for the second time.
Let's be honest here.
Michael, that's a good question. How do you speed on pit road under caution? I've never understood that.
He has a chance that if he gets clean air, his race might change. So I understand his reason for trying hard and trying to get the clean air. It means so much in these races to get clean air and gain control of the race.
And look what's right behind him, Joey. One of the best cars in the series, week in and week out, the 54 car. They've been a little bit too loose that last run in the race.
Oh, Stephen Parsons spins off a 4.
Caution is out.
Loops it around. Oh, boy. Park it right there in the middle of the racetrack, boss. Caution's out.
Stephen driving the
Stay
nice
out.
for BJ McLeod.
A little too early to pit.
Announced this week he's going to be doing some racing.
Another
for
car got
Johnny
loose by himself.
and Alpha Prime.
You see the 5 car dodge that wreck and hit the commitment line? It'd be funny if NASCAR's like, post the 5 car for commitment line violation. But he was dodging a wreck. Oh, I don't care. Wouldn't be the first time NASCAR's pulled some dumb shit like that. Ask Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards at the 06 Busch Clash dodges a crash. Oh, you passed below the yellow line. God, why did they fuck with people like Carl so bad? You passed below the yellow. No, he didn't. He dodged a wreck. But you passed him below the yellow line. Carl Edwards lost positions doing that. Like, oh, you passed below the yellow. Hey, Dylan, give me a reason to not work today. I can't do that. Wish I could, but I guess I ain't gonna. I guess I'm gonna go to work. I just wish I had a really, really good reason not to. I really need to save that for another day. So I will. I think about how at Talladega last week, I saw 2 cars pass to the left entering pit road, and I thought that was a penalty. But they didn't call it, but then I've seen them call it other times. I'm not sure what the letter of the law is in that rule. I might be missing something, but... Oh, look, it's Jamie Little photoshopped with a bunch of doggos and cats. How cute. No children on the broadcast today, I don't think. I haven't noticed anybody.
It's just a friendly reminder for those of you maybe looking to bring
drivers and their dogs. You remember I think it was 2002, the Texas race got rain delayed. And that's one of the best rain delay days we've ever had because they just went around interviewing drivers and talking about their dogs and showing their dogs. I remember that to this day. I was watching that race. I was 8 years old. It was raining at Texas, and they spent the entire red flag talking to drivers' dogs.
Cody, your husband just
I think it was 2002.
not to bring all those animals home, okay? Just so you know.
There's a lot of husbands right now saying that to their wives, I feel like.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin passes 4 cars below the yellow line on the last lap of Talladega. Oh, it's all good.
I think so.
Regan, how about the 98 electing to come down pit road under this caution?
Yeah, Adam, a casino out of the back straightaway here at Dover, and why not go ahead and roll the dice, right? And that's exactly what Richard Boswell did. I just looked at him on top of the pit box, said, can you make it to the end? He said, yes, but it was a nervous yes. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I mean, we had said the window's 85 to 90, but you anticipate cautions. He makes his pit stop, let's see, where was it? At lap 105, so that's 95 to go. So, I mean, it's just right there on the outside edge of the window.
Yeah, I think Herbst can make it from here. He might have to save some fuel to do it, but if he does not have to pit in this last stage, and everybody else does, you lose so much time on pit road here, it will win him the race. But we'll see how it plays out.
Let's see, the 7 took the bottom.
Yeah, let's listen to team radio for the 7 and 8.
And you'll have to be taking the bottom just so I don't get run over into 3 every time. Yeah, just remember we talked about before the race started, and you'll be fine. Yeah, it's just work. Just frustrating, man. Don't be afraid to give up that spot, to Justin there if you need to. You'll be plenty good here after a few lessons to get back fine. Yeah, I gave it to him on the front there because I just should have. But just that ball, the timing of the ball getting into 3 is just so edgy for me.
You have a curious look on your face, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's the whole. I gave it to him. That. I don't know if I saw any giving going on. I saw a lot of sliding.
Look who's starting third. Daniel Hemrick, who didn't have a great qualifying day, driving with that broken foot, has worked his way into the top 5. In fact,
I can't believe they haven't mentioned Hemrick's broken foot more. They usually talk about that shit nonstop. Shit like that, Hemrick was 25-1. Wow. And yeah, he's 4th. He's on the 2nd row inside right now. Allgaier picked the inside, Barry outside. Yeah, I wouldn't want Barry on my inside either, honestly. And Allgaier is gone. Not even a contest.
Remember, because he's going to be able to hang down here on the bottom off of turn 2. Doesn't look like it. Here comes Ty Gibbs up top.
Hemrick did a pretty good job on the inside. He didn't lose any spots. He's 4th. He stayed 4th. Looked like he might stay in 3rd.
Especially if the leader chooses the bottom. A lot of times if you choose with the leader, maybe a little better, chance of hanging on to a spot if you're in the non-preferred lane.
Good things happen.
Alfredo in the top 10 of the 23. Once again, Alfredo's overachieving in that car.
Our dash for dash car here.
The dash for cash drivers are 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th, so they're as close as they've been all day. AJ's 5th. He's the first one of the 4.
From the back to the front, Sieg is getting there.
Some good onboard here in 39. A little bit of contact here just a minute ago.
Another dash for Casher in the 10, Atlantic Castle. A little bit.
Yeah, Alfredo almost took out Castle, and then Jeb Burton got his nose in there.
You're going to get cut down from that if you're Atlantic Castle. That's right in the tire.
27 of Jeb Burton nosing up in there, trying to get back in the top 10. Just behind
Sam Mayer and Brandon Jones. Ooh, Mayer about hooked the 36 going into 1. I know him and Jones are aggressively trying to speed through this traffic, but they should have pitted with Herbst there. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because Herbst pitted under the caution just so they could have all the gas to make it.
I mean, they're going to be back. They get by these guys in front
I think Mayer and Jones have to consider doing something like that if there was another quick caution here.
They're definitely going to get the most cars passed award today for sure, as they've gone to the back. The one's gone to the back a couple times as he works his way back through the field. Definitely a fast car.
Hey, give a call there. Saw the 36.
Barry closing in on Allgaier again.
Yesterday, he's in the top 15, driving for Mario Gosling.
If you're the leader of Justin Allgaier right now, you know you have a fast car. The 8's pressuring you a little bit. You just use what you need to. Here's Sam Mayer at the 36 car. Alex LeMay in front of him.
He says, I would like to drive back into the top 10. Will you get out of the way, please?
I'm going to go.
Yeah. I think Alex is just going to wave him by on that one. Sam Mayer's got a really fast car.
You know, some cautions, he's still got a chance in this thing, right? I mean, they've kind of put themselves in a hole a couple times. But if you have the right amount of cautions here, a couple restarts, it still can go your way.
Ronald Herbst driving back into the top 20. Remember, he's the one guy that if this race stays green, we think might be able to make it on fuel. We're not entirely sure. I don't think his team's...
He ain't going to make... Herbst is not going to be able to make it on those tires.
Definitely, maybe.
Yes.
We'll make it on fuel.
Said with tremendous confidence.
There'll be another caution. That strategy will go out the window.
How do you run the race now if you're him? I mean...
There will be one more caution, at least. One more caution.
Or do you just...
These guys are too loose. These cars are so on edge right now. And they're not going to get any better over the next 80 laps. God damn, Mike Snyder got squeezed in the wall there by Herbst, I think. Or maybe he kept it off the wall.
He can't save fuel right now. Too many cars around you. You got to go.
Well, I think the big thing is when you're in a position like
Did you guys see Kurt Busch's Darlington throwback car for next week?
What you can do is make sure you're not the
It's
yellow,
pretty
or
sweet.
you don't cause a yellow, because you do not want a yellow flag right now. You have a great advantage on the field if the race stays green. So you can't keep somebody else from wrecking, but you can keep from causing a yellow. I think you do drive a little differently that way, Adam.
I would say this too, knowing how fast the 7 car has been in Justin Allgaier, you can't back it down too much.
That's right.
Or he'll run you down and put you a lap in arrears, and then the whole strategy game is
Allgaier, Barry, Gibbs, Hemrick, Allmendinger. Allgaier and Barry are in their own zip code for the time being.
You're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series on FS1.
Reading shit about the draft right now. Did you guys see Amber Heard's lawyer object to his own question? He asked this dude a question about Johnny Depp, and when the guy starts to say something the lawyer doesn't want him to say, he goes, "Objection, hearsay!" And they're like, and the judge goes, "You asked the question."
Xfinity Series is the A-Game 200 live in Dover, Delaware. Justin
Allgaier and Barry still nose to tail. Barry right there. Gibbs has fallen a little further back, but not much. He's about a second behind. He was 8/10 back. Now he's a little over a second.
Last year for the first time, finished 1 spot short in second. He's told me they brought back the same setup today, so he was very optimistic. And you guys mentioned they got into it a little bit with his teammate in front of him, Justin Allgaier. Well, Josh came on the radio and said, "I'm like a firecracker. You never know when I'm gonna go off." Getting a little fight.
Yeah, Josh, I love Josh Berry, but if you said that to me after you almost took me out or took me out, I'd probably punch you in the face. "Oh, you're a firecracker, huh?"
For his 4th win of the season, doing what you expect from a Joe Gibbs driver at Dover.
I don't know how Daniel Hemrick's 4th all of a sudden. I really don't. 3 dash for cash cars in the top 10. Allmendinger 5th, Gregson 7th, Castle 9th. Brandon Jones is up to 12th. Sam Mayer's 10th. I didn't think they'd get back this quickly.
And before we get to AJ Allmendinger, let's get a report on the 11th.
Mayer's 10th. Brandon Jones is 12th. That's remarkable.
The team worked very hard on Dover and Darlington during the off week a couple weeks ago. Said they really wanted to try some new stuff, find some stuff that would work here. Evidently, it's working right now. The only thing he's asked for is some more right rear grip on that car all day. They've been making good changes and continue to get better.
You look at Allmendinger behind him. He leads the way when it comes to winning the Dash for Cash, trying to do it for a 3rd consecutive week. Kind of status quo for the 16. Been riding right there 4th, 5th, 6th all afternoon long. That's mean right there, isn't it?
Yes.
Hey, you know what?
Gregson and Creed racing hard for 6th.
He needs a good run. So close to finishing the deal last week at Talladega. Comes into this
I expected a little more out of Noah today. I guess that's what I get for expecting anything out of Noah.
Has answered the bell today, 6th and right in front of Noah Gregson.
I probably expected a little bit more speed out of Noah Gregson today. He still has a pretty good car, and he's run up there to 7th spot. But
I've never watched motorcycle racing in my life. It looks cool, though. It looks very cool. Scares the shit out of me. Motorcycles in general scare the shit out of me. I would probably never in my life drive a motorcycle or even ride on one. Because who wants to ride bitch? and I don't want to learn how to drive one. Driving in general makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would say the 9 car is generally one of the better of the cars that they've had this year, but no doubt not the speed that you would expect. Austin Hill making nice gains since the start of the race. Daytona winner, 8th right now. And we talk about the Dash for Cash. 3 of those competitors inside the top 10. Landon Castle trying to win for the first time in his career is 9th right now. How about this? The last 11 times we've had a Dash for Cash race, the money has gone to either junior motorsports or colleague racing. And they've got 3 of the 4 today, and they're the 3 that are running the best. So that's impressive. And
we're at 70 to go.
I mean, the day for Sam Mayer, to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back. He has passed a lot of cars, as we said earlier.
You say impressive, I say very aggravating. To have a car that fast and not be
69 to go. Not a lot happening right now. Gibbs has fallen 2 seconds behind the leader. Allgaier is starting to stretch it out on Barry again. He's got Barry by half a second now. They'll probably pit with about 50 to go. I figure they split this in half. However long it's been since they threw the green flag for this stage.
And Brandon Jones, who had to come back on that last cycle of stops to tighten the lug nuts because they didn't get him on the original cycle down pit road, finds himself 11th. And Ryan Sieg on board here is 12th. The final of those going for the $100,000 bonus today.
Look at, Josh Berry is not.
And now Josh Berry's closed up again. What happened? It was like 6/10 down to 2/10. I think it's lapped cars.
And Justin's not going to have this as easy as he thought he was going to have, or as easy as I thought he was going to have it either. This is going to be battled out to the end.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about Riley Herbst coming down the pit lane and getting fuel on that last caution. He has worked his way up to 16th. But I remind you of that story only to tell you that beyond Riley, who says it will be close on fuel, everybody else definitely going to have to make another pit stop here, and they're in the window for sure now. So if the caution comes out, that's likely what would play out. 66
to go. Not a lot going on. At least this race is going by fast. Well, for now. We haven't had our 10 back-to-back cautions and 45-minute red flag yet. I'd say, oh man, I gotta charge my phone for work, but don't get fucking signal in there. So I gotta bring my damn iPod. I can't work. I'm sleepy. I need a nap. Call into your job and tell them that next time you're sleepy before work. Say, I can't work. I'm sleepy. I was not streaming yesterday, but I was talking to my nephew, and I said, did you know that as of yesterday, Grand Theft Auto 4 is now the same age I was when that game came out? Wild, man. Barry still right there with Allgaier through this lap traffic. He is doing a good job, but Barry's impressive staying with him.
And this is a battle of clean air, right? And somehow Josh Berry gets to the lead. I don't believe the 7 passes it back right now. So you have 2 very equally matched cars, and the only difference is one's got air on the nose more often than the other. And I think that's the speed difference right now.
I have heard this weekend, and you guys can tell me I'm wrong on this, but I have heard this weekend the phrase dirty air, I think, more than I've heard all.
I was born in 94. I still feel young. Yay, I can still feel young in here.
In the corners than it is down straightaway. In fact, you really don't want clean air down straightaways because you want to be able to draft behind somebody. So that said, it makes it super sensitive to.
Gibbs is 2.5 seconds off the lead now. Hemrick fourth, 7 seconds back. Allmendinger 7 back, 7.5.
We see a pass for Sam Mayer, just keeps driving up.
Sam Mayer up to 7th. God, he's fast.
Yeah, as you said, he's 7th, but he's 11 seconds.
Oh, Josh Berry going for the lead.
And we could
Oh,
have a chance
couldn't get it.
Soon. Josh Berry is working it.
Josh Berry's just so consistent. Allgaier's got the most speed, but Josh Berry's consistency is carrying him through this.
Justin's already a little ticked off from getting slid into a couple times. I don't see this being an easy pass for the lead with 55 laps.
Well, no, there's never going to be an easy pass for the lead at Dover, especially now. Whoever gets in front between these two is going to win the race. Uh-oh, lap cars, lap cars, lap cars. That lap car got it. Josh Berry takes the lead. Allgaier crosses him over. 3 wide in front of him now. 3 wide lap cars.
This is good.
And Allgaier takes it back. He takes it back. Wow. And now the 8 crosses him over because he gets held up by Curry, the 4 car. And Josh Berry takes the lead again. Damn. Allgaier back in the gas. Berry coming up to cut him off. He clears him. Allgaier's on his bumper. And this battle got intense all of a sudden. They still got a pit, you know. Josh Berry mirror drives Allgaier in turn 1. Put him in some dirty air.
The advantage over the 7. I think these cars are so equally matched and running through the dirty air at the moment.
Josh had to dodge a lap car going into that corner, and Allgaier gets right on. Allgaier's just trying to get close just to get him loose, get him offline a little bit.
And then we still have a pit stop to go, too. Don't forget about that. Neither of these 2 cars can make it on fuel.
Whoever gets to pit road first is going to win the race.
Do you short pit the 8 car, Joe?
I'm on short pit.
If you're that close, you short pit him a lap, you're probably going to get
If I'm Allgaier, I'm going to bust my ass right now to try to run him back down, but hopefully his crew chief is on the ball and tells him to short pit if they can't pass him here on the track. This is the best Dover racing we have seen in a while. This is really good racing. The Xfinity race here last spring was pretty boring, but this has been a really good race.
You're in front of them, and you can reassert control of the race.
Collar cars for 4th and 5th.
You're about a second and a half off of what their fastest laps are. So
Ooh, Allmendinger loose.
is a second and a half.
Hemrick's going to drive away from him now.
Time on the racetrack by pitting 1 lap.
And Josh Berry really stretched it out, but Chandler Smith cuts off Josh Berry. He was really stretching it out on Allgaier there. Chandler Smith not laying over. Brings Allgaier back to him a little bit.
Big braking zone underneath the bridge.
I'm going to have to short pit him.
A few minutes ago, Josh Berry talked about how bumpy it can be on entry to turn 3. And when you try to break over those bumps and try to get to the pit road, it can be super difficult here.
And you may be asking right now, well, then why doesn't he pit? Why, if it's so much faster when you put new tires on? Well, the caution comes out before the whole cycle goes around, right? Before every car pits, you're going to be trapped down a lap. And then you're going to be buried, and you're going to have to come back through, and there's not many laps left in the race. So it's risk versus reward. At some point, you're going to have to get gas. So you can either run it long till you have to pit and pray for a caution, or try to make your green flag cycle early and try to leapfrog some cars by having newer tires.
In the history of this race, the last 2 times a yellow has come out in the middle of the pit cycle because someone has spun out coming to pit road or had some kind of issue. So,
and the crew chiefs know that.
Right? They know this.
48 to go. Commercial. Pit stops anytime now. I'm sure pit stops will start during the commercial. I'm almost an hour and a half away from being bored. Not feeling it today, guys. Not feeling it. Radman just posted what I was thinking. Thank you, NASCAR, for the early start time so I can actually watch this Xfinity race for once. Same. Same. I have good expectations for the Cup race tomorrow, like I said. Wonder how Denny Hamlin's sensitivity training is going. Maybe Dollar General should send me to sensitivity training for my horrible conduct that I didn't even know about that was reported by some fucking old lady. Maybe I need to go to sensitivity training. Ouch. That sounds painful. Motorcycles are terrifying. Yeah, I barely have time to look at odds anymore. I usually have to hastily. We got a caution during the commercial break to set up final stops. Bailey Curry, the 4 cars, stopped on the front stretch. And I think some cars were already pitting. The 35 was coming to pit road. Bailey Curry blew up, I think. Or did he just spin?
What was going on there? If he was trying to make pit road, it's hard for me to say.
He must have blew up. His car stopped on the front stretch.
Missed it by a mile. I feel like there might have been something else going on there.
Yeah, when I looked up and saw him against the inside wall,
Or it's a
right here,
left rear down. I don't know.
Maybe he was trying to get on the pit road, but I'm with you, Joey, where he was on the track. And
Well, you see the left rear out of the wheel well so much there in that shot. Almost like the track bar may have broke, or the mount may have broke off the housing, something like that. You don't usually see the axle move that much, and they're towing it in, so I think it was something to do with the
something else must be broke. Yeah.
rear end.
You know what this means? No green flag pit stops. We're going to come under caution.
They're all going to pit together. Barry the leader, Allgaier 2nd, Gibbs 3rd, Hemrick 4th, Allmendinger 5th, Noah 6th, Sam Mayer 7th.
Crews have been kind of neck and neck, and then you've got Ty Gibbs, who their pit crew has been amazing out pit road. So it's going to be a good battle.
Here's Curry audio.
Rear end blew up or something. Green had been moving back and forth. Like I was starting to have to like lift really easy. Going in the corners there because it would jump to the right.
That's no fun. And a lot of oil down there too. That's all gear oil, so you can kind of see behind.
That's probably going to be a lengthy caution.
And that is.
If Sam Mayer gets a good pit stop, he's going to be right in this with Allgaier and Barry. Just needs a really good pit stop.
Our safety team pulls that 4-car away. Here's a big question to me. What do you do if you're Riley Herbst, Richard Boswell? Because, you know, they had made that pit stop. And, I mean, this makes their fuel good, but, boy, you're going to be at a pretty big disadvantage on tires, right? So you just come here and...
Yeah, I mean, their hope was that...
I told you Herbst's strategy was not going to work out. I said there'd be another caution. There was. He'd fuck it up anyway.
Vulnerable position. If you stay out and take the lead here on old tires, you're going to get eaten up pretty quickly. So I think you got to put tires on.
16 cars on the lead lap right now. I believe it's going to be Jeb Burton who gets the free pass. He's currently listed.
Jeb Burton, free pass. Barry and Allgaier were racing hard, but were cutting such a pace they were lapping so many cars.
And we're going to restart inside of 40 laps to go. Keep in mind the dash for cash element of this. And Allmendinger, Gregson, Castle, if one of those guys could bust off a great stop, gain an advantage, that could net them $100,000. We confirm Jeff Burton gets the free pass. Pit road is going to be open this time around. Barry, Allgaier, Gibbs, Hemrick, Allmendinger. Your top 5, rest of the top 10. Gregson, Mayer, who needed this caution badly. Creed, Hill, the teammates at RCR, and Landon Castle. They are heading.
Pit road's open.
And the good day continues for Daniel Hemrick. A little bit of a discussion on if they wanted to change anything or not on this pit stop. They thought back to the start of the start of this last run. Said the car was good there. Let's leave it alone. We don't want to mess up. And Sam Mayer continued to work his way back to the front of the field. Right now, that race car is nearly perfect. He said he's just a little bit tight. Doesn't want any changes, though, Jamie.
And same thing with Josh Berry in the 8, just a little bit too tight center exit. They told him it's going to be a 40-lap shootout here. And the 7 of Justin Allgaier been the car to beat. Just can't rotate to the center like he was. A little bit loose on exit as well. 4 tire stop here.
And there is an extended stop for the 7 of Justin
Allgaier had a slow pit stop. Allgaier's doing. Not even going to be in the top 5 now. Josh Berry, Daniel Hemrick, Ty Gibbs, Allmendinger. No, Allgaier came out 5th. Bad stop, though. Michael, you're sitting pretty here until Ty Gibbs or somebody fucking crashes him like he likes to do. So, go Josh Berry, I guess. I don't know why I was rooting for Allgaier so bad, but I should be rooting for Josh Berry. I just like seeing Allgaier win. Yeah, Falcons draft running back with the most rushing touchdowns in the country last season. Well, hope that skill set carries over. Atlanta really needs a running game bad. Instead of showing kids in the stands, they're just showing random dudes. I guess everybody left their kids at home today. No, they're saying, where's the kids? Sam Mayer had a shitty stop. Allgaier's team had a shitty stop. It's all on Barry. You know, Daniel Hemrick's not going to win shit, so it's all on Barry here to hold off Gibbs. Allgaier's still in striking distance, but not being on that front row really sucks. I have no idea what Keselowski and Logano were talking about. I just heard, ah. It's like, shut up.
NASCAR, we've talked about that today. Another bad pit stop. Slow on the right rear again. Losing some spots, unfortunately. So he'll have to battle his way back up. Josh Berry is probably pretty happy about that. Justin may not be. Those cars seem pretty equal.
What can you do? We'll get to that in a second. First, we were talking earlier about the success that you guys have had here, even though neither one of you were agreeable on the fact that you've been good at Dover. Now this, of course, Joey, was not a moment we like to remember, 2009.
Although we have reminded him a couple times.
But you have won, at one time, 4 consecutive Xfinity races here.
This was a great track for a little bit with 4 poles, 4 wins all in a row. It was a great little streak. And then no one's let me drive an Xfinity car since, so I don't know what's going on.
So I'm up here talking with you guys.
Well, you already conquered the Dover Concrete Monster Mile, and nobody, felt like he needed to come back. He had not much to prove.
I just want to keep racing. No, you've got a track and something you're good at, got figured out. You just want to keep racing.
Hey, we just had a long run. Now we're going to have a short run to end it inside of 40 laps here. If you're Josh Berry, what are you doing on this restart? And what kind of changes maybe did you make to your...
Here's what I'm doing on this restart. Hitting the gas and taking off and letting clean air do all my dirty work.
The lane choice, right? Justin Allgaier took the bottom on the last restart. And
They've got to catch you, not the other way around.
Thinking about that bottom, he got a pretty good launch. He also almost beat the 7 on the bottom. So it's going to really come down to this restart. It's going to be very, very important on the lane choice and executing that restart to get that clean air on the nose.
Yeah, I'm looking at this restart and I'm thinking, if I'm Justin Allgaier, I'm a little bit frustrated right now, right? I'm thinking, man, I had this race, I was kind of dominating, and then I lost it to my teammate, and then I had this pit stop. I bet there's a little fire in his belly. What do you think?
I don't count him out yet, right? You get a little fire, you get a little anger. I go faster when I'm angry.
I'll say this, though. He's 5th, so he's obviously
That's
not
my
out.
secret, Joey. I'm always
Would
angry.
choose, might be able to put himself in a decent position here for the restart, and they're going to choose this time around. Should be 34 laps to go when we return to the green flag.
You see Daniel Hemrick up to 2nd there, and you heard some things about Colleague and wanting to try some different things in the 11. I'd say it's working right now as the number 1 Colleague car.
Berry goes high.
That gives Allgaier 2nd row on the bottom, so he's going to gain a row here on the start.
His car's been pretty strong still. I mean, he's got a great shot. He might not have been as fast as Josh Berry was, but I think he can fight from there, Joey.
Hey, look at row 3. The guys lined up in row 3. The driver's going for the $100,000. Noah Gregson and A.J. Allmendinger, and right behind him, Landon Castle, who's also up for the bonus. Let's listen in on Hemrick restarting front row.
Yeah, okay, so the front row here. Yeah, we want the front row. Come on. And forward.
I think anytime you can take the front row, you better take the front row. That's my opinion.
Berry outside, Hemrick inside, Allgaier and Gibbs on the 2nd row. Allgaier's still in position here. He can get it back. Bad pit stop or not. 34 to go.
Is that a big part here? You
can't choose who lines up behind you, right? With the choose rule behind you, so you can take a guess, though.
Working with your teammate, maybe?
Absolutely.
I like this front row. I just don't see how Hemrick's going to beat Allgaier here. Good push from Allgaier to Hemrick, though. Well, maybe if Hemrick did get that clean air. He was pretty fast last run. Hemrick edges ahead on the bottom, but he's not going to clear him. Oh, man, Allgaier got Hemrick loose off of 2. Josh Berry's clear. I think you got to move up. You can't let that 54 get to your outside. Josh Berry takes off now.
33 to go.
Allgaier didn't find a way around Hemrick that lap. Every lap matters now, every corner.
He's not going to. Look,
now he's to the inside of Hemrick. Took him about a lap longer than it probably should have, but he gets around it now. Allgaier's back into 2nd. 32 to go. Josh Berry's leading. Gibbs got really loose off of 4 there, almost hit the wall. Gibbs is falling back to 6th now. Well, he's racing for 5th with AJ. 3 Junior Motorsports cars in the top 4.
Allmendinger is 6th. And racing Ty Gibbs for position.
That was a $100,000 restart.
And Gregson's leading the dash for cash now. He's 4th. Allmendinger 6th.
Gregson hasn't had a strong run today, but he is showing up when it counts.
I may have spoke too soon about him not having the greatest of days. He's executed pretty well and got himself into a good spot. And that's
30 to go.
The 11 of Daniel Hemrick in front of him. He's going to pressure him here.
It will be Junior Motorsports 1, 2, 3 if Gregson can get by Hemrick here. And what's interesting, the Dash for Cash winner in every race this year has finished in the 3rd position, you know?
That is weird.
3s are wild when it comes to winning the $100,000. We'll go side by side, 30 laps remaining, top 5 at Dover.
Berry's 0.7 of a second ahead of Allgaier.
And Gibbs, so good to have you with us on FS1.
That was a pretty quick commercial after a restart. They're side by side, but still. You know, I find that missing truck races for work doesn't bother me, but missing these Xfinity races when they're happening bothers me. Barry's stretching it out on Allgaier. Over a second now, coming to 25 to go. Three guys I like are running 1, 2, 3, so I would expect about 15 cautions here to make sure Gregson or Gibbs wins, because that's usually how this works. No way anybody from that top 3 is going to win, right? Because I like all 3 of them. Ryan Sieg just passed Austin Hill. Well, we were cheering for John Hunter, but his ship broke and he's been in the garage. So now we're cheering for Josh Berry. He's leading. Yeah, I think lap traffic is the only shot Allgaier's realistically going to have here to beat Josh Berry.
Series, the man out front is Josh Berry. He's from Tennessee. Met Dale Jr. racing online. They developed a relationship, did so many great things in the late models, got his opportunity to drive the Xfinity Series last year, winning twice. And it is rare to come to the race.
Well, we're cheering for Josh Berry. About a second and a half lead now. His lead's growing. 21 to go. Like you said, lap cars ahead, though. I don't know if that's going to be enough for Allgaier. Gregson into third. He got by Hemrick. Gregson's leading the dash for cash. He's third. Allmendinger sixth. Castle and Sieg are 11th and 12th. Gibbs about to spin Hemrick to get a caution and then wreck all the JRM cars.
Right now you have the 54 pressure here. But look at all the
20 to go. Hemrick is a speed bump. Like they just said, look at the train of cars lined up behind Hemrick for fourth. Ooh, Gibbs moves him up off the bottom. He got a little help there. He moved Hemrick up off the bottom. Here comes AJ. Passes Hemrick. He's got to get closer to Gregson. He's racing for 100,000. I don't think he's going to get to Gregson, though.
Hold on to what he's had, and I don't think he's done fighting.
16 to 1 is Sam Mayer, 2 is Sheldon Creed.
Sam Mayer's going to have a shot at the top 5 after everything he's been through today.
We talked about during the commercial break. What could have been such a fast car as he's able to round the top there.
Watch Sheldon Creed, the 2.
Ooh, Sheldon Creed bounced off the wall.
The track unloads. Yeah. You know, all that banking, really pushing down the car, giving you grip, and then you come out of the corner and it's the opposite. You get kind of a jump effect, and if you're not pointing in the right direction at that point of the corner, you just lunge into the wall.
You know at Talladega that they have painted on the wall, this is Talladega. Right there where he popped the wall, it should say, this is Dover, right?
Yeah.
The monster right there.
Gotta see the 2 car maybe make a little contact with the 11 here. Ooh, I think the 11
yeah.
is pretty loose.
Well, yeah, he's pretty loose, and he got a lot looser there when Creed ran into him.
car side was, Brad, you know how it is.
Barry's got a 2-second lead with 16 laps to go. Hemrick is still getting run over back here. Hemrick's not even going to finish top 10. Restarted on the second row, not going to even finish top 10.
Brandon Jones now through. Riley Herbst next in line. We tell the Herbst story. Was fifth, made that pit stop when everybody else stayed out, got fuel only.
I still think it was a great gamble, Adam. Yeah, I think it was a great gamble. You got a team here who's fighting for a playoff spot really hard. They're not out of the playoffs, but they're just above the cut line. And, you know, you want to get that win and lock yourself in. And take
Herbst got loose under Hemrick there. Hemrick holds him off for now.
At the end of the day, net them 4 or 5 spots in the wrong direction. But the history of this race says we can have that
14 to go.
You never know unless you roll the dice.
I'd take that risk all day.
And they knew they had a car that was probably not going to win anyway, right? I mean, they were 6th, 7th place car pretty much throughout the early portion of the race.
It's easy to do that when you have a 6th to 10th place car. Oh, what do I got to lose? Now, when you're winning the race and that opportunity's in front of you, it's a lot harder to take that gamble.
And you see, wow, Daniel Hemrick is really holding on. I got to imagine he is feeling it. I mean, broken foot, car's not driving that well. This is not a fun day.
But I'll say this. You know, he's had a run of bad luck. Average finish this year for our defending champion, north of 18. With the broken foot, if he can start outside the top 15 and rally for a top 10, I think that's a step in the right direction for this 11.
Absolutely. Right now he's asking his spotter when he's not catching his breath from being loose, how many laps to go? How many?
11 laps in
I'm anxiously awaiting the end of this race so we can celebrate Josh Berry because I like Josh Berry.
You see right behind this battle is going to join in here quickly.
The end of the race.
Yeah, if Mayer could get by Gibbs, we'd have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Mayer. Mayer's got to gain almost 2 seconds to do it. He's fast. But Junior's got 4 in the top 5.
Oh, hold on, gentlemen.
This is where Days of Thunder is wrong, boys and girls. That's too loose.
Sieg using the bumper on Hemrick, trying to get into the top 10. 10 to go. Oh boy, Sieg almost spun out underneath him. And now Castle got to the inside of Sieg. Lap car checking him up. Joe Graff Jr. Oh, Sieg used the bumper again, get Hemrick up off the bottom.
10 laps to go.
And now Sieg's in the top 10.
Junior Motorsports having themselves a day.
Yeah,
right now. 1, 2, 3, and 5.
You know, they have 1, 2, 3 sweep at the front of the field. It happened in Las Vegas last September. Guess who won?
Well, Gibbs just passed Gregson for 3rd. So now they're 1, 2, 4, 5, Junior Motorsports. Gregson and Gibbs are going to cause a caution. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
So that's okay, right?
We're at 8 to go.
But, no, still having a great day.
Allgaier's cut into that lead some, but I think it's just some traffic.
Kind of nipping at the heels. Nice recovery for everything he's been looking for.
Going to hit 7 to go now.
Josh Berry's just done a good job. Very solid today, right? He had a good car, and he's executed very well. That's the difference. In my mind, the difference between the 8 and the 7 in this race was execution in the races. Those cars are so equally matched.
Gibbs and Gregson still side by side. That should be making you nervous, Michael. Like I said, these two are fucking bozos. Here comes Mayer into it.
The 8's gotten maybe a little bit better.
And what's the one thing Barry did?
Mayer to the outside of Gregson. Gibbs drifts up the track.
Right here. These two have had some history early in the race.
Be very afraid.
I think they'll play nice here, Joey. What do you think?
No.
Hey, with Sam Mayer back to the top 5.
Gibbs holds off Noah.
Has 4 cars in the top 5. Only one time in the
Creed
history
really loose in
of
front of
the
Brandon
Xfinity
Jones.
Series has an organization put 4 cars in the top 5. It was Joe Gibbs Racing at Darlington 2000.
Allgaier's got Barry's lead down to a second now. 5 to go. It was 2 seconds. It's down to a second. Now it's ticking just under a second.
Josh Berry today. I think he deserves a lot of credit for it.
4 to go this time. That lead is shrinking. I'm looking at the ticker, and I don't like what I'm seeing.
I thought those were super impressive. And when he made the pass for the lead on Justin Allgaier,
Couple lap cars in front of Allgaier at a really bad spot. That's going to win the race for Barrier there if there was any doubt. Well, that 6 car did Allgaier no favors.
I want to make sure he gets the credit he deserves for that because
yeah, that pretty much sealed it. Allgaier had it down to 8/10. It's gone back up to 1.2 now. 3 to go.
Absolutely.
You know, and they started the year great. 4 of the last 5 races for Barry, they found themselves outside the top 10, so they just had not been getting the finishes they deserved. But today, Mike Bumgarner and the team putting him in position, and the next time around, he'll see 2 laps remaining, 2 miles away from his first win of the 2022 campaign.
2 laps to go, for the love of God.
For good caution right here. You got a second lead. Just wanted to just see that white flag.
Yeah, sitting 6th in points. A win, of course, big marker to get yourself locked in the playoffs.
Clear about 10 when you get to the next one.
Into turn 3.
Here comes Josh Berry off the turn 4, and he'll see the
1 to go, white flag. They made it to the white flag.
Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Came onto the scene last year as a part.
Allgaier closing in again. It's not going to be enough, though. Allgaier slinging it off a 2.
Great friends with Dale Jr. And he'll get to celebrate.
Well, Barry was the other one. It was either going to be Barry, Allmendinger, or Nemechek. I went Nemechek. I was wrong. Josh Berry. 3rd career win, Josh Berry. Wins Dover.
Great job, guys. Felt a little tight there, but
Allgaier 2nd, Gibbs 3rd, Gregson 4th, Sam Mayer 5th. Junior Motorsports all 4 in the top 5.
I love that he's talking about the handling of the car after he's won the race.
You know who cares? Nobody.
Nobody, that's right.
Nobody cares about the handling of your car. Just one.
Come get you a Titan flag, Josh.
2 picks per cup, $2 each. God, if I can't win off of that. Oh, yeah, and Dipshit won the $100,000. Good for him. Who cares?
The best of those going for the dash for cash.
It's a good day for Junior Motorsports. Race win, extra $100K. Donuts, you should be doing 2 sets of donuts a day.
Yes. I think there's another set of donuts. It's going on at Dale Jr.'s house.
There they are.
Yeah. Dale Jr. tweeted late in the race, it's never dull being an owner in the Xfinity Series. But what a great day for him.
And I actually got to stream the damn race today. Hooray. Yippee.
Josh Berry. Credit to Sam Mayer as well. 2 penalties, 1 for a loose wheel, 1 for speeding, and still was able to recover today and drive up to a 5th place finish.
Yeah, Brandon Jones was really fast. He and Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer's really the what could have been here. I think Sam Mayer could have won this race easily.
For Junior Motorsports, that is now their 5th.
But I'm glad Josh Berry did.
With 4
Dude's a stud.
Brad did it. Our guy Regan Smith did it. Of course, 2 wins for Justin Allgaier, and now Josh Berry.
The Alan Kawicki backwards.
I like it.
Lap. Very cool.
And Noah Gregson, as we said, wins the $100,000. He's now won it 5 times. That matches Elliott Sadler for the most in the history of the series. And lately, it's been all Junior Motorsports or Colleague Racing when it comes to winning the money. $600,000 apiece.
Excuse me.
For the last 3 years of competition. We talk about this being a team effort, and it certainly was here today. You talk about pit road execution.
Got to do the stupid front stretch interview.
Everybody with his
Still letting him go to victory lane like a normal person.
Solid job all the way through. All the way through. He's going to roll away, though. He might want to put it in gear. That might be the one. There's the one mistake.
Yeah, Michael, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm about to wrap up here after Barry's interview.
Should be proud of that win.
And the family is there waiting on him.
Oh,
Nothing like winning with your kids at the track.
no. They don't understand, but one day they will. Joey, Joey. We've been there.
Why are you crying?
Yes.
Congratulations from Noah Gregson down to Jamie Little.
And Josh Berry last year just came out like a rocket. First time ever here, finished second. How have you been able to figure this monster mile out and find victory lane in your second try?
Yeah, I have a rap. It's called Noah Gregson's a cunt.
You think, man, I look like a weapon at the beginning. I struggled a lot on the bottom on the restarts and just, I don't know, just kept trying to work and get better. And it's just such a credit to these guys. They stayed after me, kept me in it. The pit crew did a phenomenal job today. They executed when we needed it, and we were there when it counted, man. I just, both times I raced here, man, I went toe-to-toe with Justin the whole time. He is so freaking good here. And, gosh, I thought he was kind of out of it after that pit stop, and then he's right back to second. I'm like, here we go again. But, man, I'm so happy for Tire Pros, all their dealers across the country. They've been a huge supporter of mine since we started this, and I'm so excited to finally get them in victory lane. Harrison's USA, Danny Harrison, I know you're watching. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Jarrett Logistics.
I don't know. If Junior was ever going to move to Cup, now's the time to do it.
Oh, man. Josh Wise, Scott Speed, Dan.
New car changed a lot of things.
Over the offseason and making me a better driver and helping me improve. So
I just hope that they have the resources to go to Cup if they want to go. Anyway, Josh Berry won. And I don't want to hear this fucking mouth breather. No, oh, wait, they're doing an Allgaier interview. Never mind. Hold on. Allgaier interview. I thought they were going to talk to Noah next.
Yeah, it's just disappointing when you kind of feel like you went away. We felt like that last run there, we were really good. But, this team, I said it before the race, Junior Motorsports brings super, super fast Camaros here to Dover and to do, 1, 2, 4, 5 with all 4 of our Camaros. So, proud of our team. We wanted to get Norman McClear and Dirty Mo Media into victory lane, but the string of bad luck that we've had, I feel like today was a good thing, but just came up a little bit short. But happy for Josh, happy for all of our teams here at Junior Motorsports. We'll regroup and go next week.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, he was leading on that final restart.
There you have it. Barry, Allgaier, Gibbs, Gregson, and Sam Mayer, the top 5. I'm going to go get ready for work. I'm not leaving for like another 45, 50 minutes or so, but I'm going to get ready for work. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Where did Brandon Brown finish? Shit, I clicked off the results. I don't know. Let me look before I go. Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown finished 18th. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.